Did I stutter?
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, RG3!
Welcome to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Langoliers, base hit to center, and the Baylor Bears win their first Big 12 tournament championship.
And their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yep, just ready for OU.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's Drake Toll.
Welcome in Up Tempo on your Friday. Drake Toll, J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. We got a host after like a live studio audience today on Up Tempo. It's a big Friday coming up on the weekend. Baylor men's basketball. Oklahoma State this weekend. The women's basketball team at home against Oklahoma. And how about a little Sam Pittman action today on Up Tempo?
How about it? The head hog, as you called him on your Twitter.
The head hog.
He is the head hog. Head hog and honcho, and he's coming on Up Tempo.
You know, he was a very special person in our heart's mentor. Eric Mateos. Eric Mateos would not be a Baylor had it not been for Sam Pittman. And we're going to talk about that with Sam Pittman, the head coach of the University of Arkansas Razorbacks. Talk women's basketball, men's basketball. We'll hear from Scott Drew later on in the show. Men's tennis taking on number 4 Michigan and number 20 Arizona State. That happens this weekend, and then track at the Aggie Invitational. What do you say that Casey Lightfoot breaks another record?
I'd say 75% chance.
Okay.
75.
That seems low. I'll hammer the over. I'll take the over.
What is the over?
At 75%? Over under 75%?
You're taking over 75%?
Oh, 1,000%.
75% is still pretty good.
It is, but it's not good enough for Casey Lightfoot. He sends
I'm not doubting him.
He sent me a message last night, and it just says, "It happened, period." And then I go and I open it. It was in a DM, and I open it, and he was verified on Instagram. He was verified on Instagram.
Did we do that? I don't know.
Okay.
Is that us?
If we're going to talk about speaking things into existence on this show.
I'm just saying.
While there are good things you can speak into existence, there are also things that are not as good.
That we spoke into existence?
So today we will tread lightly because a legend really, and someone that paved a way for African Americans in the sports industry, Hank Aaron, the home run king, passed away at 86 this morning. Saw that on Twitter. But what a legend. I mean, what an absolute, not only is he the home run king, but I think even more important, you look at the racial barrier that he broke playing baseball. Hank Aaron passes away today after an illustrious career and a great life.
Growing up in Atlanta, there are several sports figures that you know that are just giants, not only in a national capacity, but even more so in your small circle. And that's Chipper Jones in Atlanta, that's Dominique Wilkins in Atlanta, and above all else, it's Hank Aaron, the home run king. And so I mean, today is a very, very sad day for all of the sports world, and obviously our condolences and thoughts and prayers out to the Aaron family right now.
Absolutely. All right. Also today, switching over to the Bear games, Bryce Petty and Andrew Billings are squaring off. And those of you out there, you're saying, Andrew Billings lost last round to Denzel Mims. Well, he did. He did on Twitter. 52% to 48%. Andrew Billings smashed Denzel Mims on the caller guest line, won by like 7 votes total. It was a single-digit matchup.
Close one.
Andrew Billings takes out Denzel Mims. I didn't want to do it. I felt bad doing it to Denzel. He's my guy. Andrew Billings, though, moves on. Who was an All-American, mind you, but that doesn't matter in this game if a person's playing against a quarterback.
Yeah,
i.e.
quarterback syndrome.
Oh.
Seth Russell.
100%.
Still
Seth
around.
Russell being in the Final Four. I'm sorry. If I get back on that tangent, we'll never. He wasn't even in the bracket originally.
He's also still in Waco. He's going to come in those doors in a second and say, what do you mean? You put me in the bracket. I won fair and square.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun
against
day.
Shock Linwood.
Against the all-time Baylor leading rusher.
Also today, and I think this is my favorite part of the day, I saw something on Twitter for the first time in my life. I don't know if I really prefaced that well enough. I have been on Twitter.
I'm following.
I saw a commercial. Have you seen the commercial?
No, I know exactly where you're going. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Well, I had never before in my life seen it until today. Barstool tweets it out and says, worst commercial of all time. And I was like, all right, I didn't have time to watch. I'm walking to class. Speaking of, I had class this morning.
There you go.
It was really good.
How'd it go? Yeah, it was
we
good.
learned about elections and how, in a math class, mind you.
Yeah, what class was it?
It's that ideas mathematics class where there's like 17 different athletes in there.
Oh.
No, lots of ideas.
Lots
More
of
than
ideas.
17
All right,
ideas.
I love it.
We
It's a
went over
think tank
3
in
units.
there.
I dropped a class too.
Okay, so we got ideas. We dropped in class. You're making moves. We got
I am
radio
taking
show. We got
12
Sam
hours
Pittman.
now. We have Sam Pittman today because I went in. This is terrible. I'm an awful person, but I went in and I read all of the things that we had to do for the first just week, and I was like, yep. Nope.
Yeah.
I just dropped the class.
Sometimes it goes that way. Sometimes you just know when to pull the cord, and they always told us at Cornell was like, hey, take one more class
Wait
than
a second.
you're going to take so you can drop it.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Cornell.
This guy went
Armstrong thinks that's
had
so
to slip
funny.
that in
That
there.
clap was not
Had to
sarcastic
slip
at
that in.
all.
This guy
I don't
went to
understand.
Cornell.
Okay.
Big Red. Come on. Woo, woo, woo.
All right.
Sorry. We at Cornell, they would always tell us to take extra classes, knowing that soon you would drop one
Armstrong
of them.
is getting so much pleasure out of this. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Well, I did. I dropped a class at our Tier 1 Research University. My mom watches this show. I have
go.
not told her that. This is the first time my mom is hearing that I dropped a class. I am now taking 12 hours,
Is it
Mom.
April?
I have been admitted into... It is April.
April, okay.
Yes. I have been
Mrs.
admitted into MCC. Thank you very much. I got my acceptance letter in the mail last summer.
Me too.
And Oh! Wow.
I was admitted into MCC at one point.
Wow. So an alumni, if you will.
Yeah.
So basically, I will be
Took a few
taking
classes.
I'll be taking a psychology class at MCC starting in May. Hooray!
There we go.
Outside of that, though, Armstrong, do you have the video that I was referencing? This commercial that is quite possibly it is. It is not quite possibly. It is the single worst thing that I've seen in my life. All right, ball goes off the hoop. Guy rebounds it. Pass up top. Nobody's there. Fast break. Wide open dunk. And the slam. All right, crowd goes wild. This guy throws it. Whoop. It doesn't touch anything.
No,
it just goes out of
nothing.
bounds. Oh!
This is so
I need a timeout, man. The ball went out of bounds. Uh-oh. Sad guy. Sad guy can't pay attention in huddle.
I touched the ball before it went out, coach.
Oh my
Alex,
God.
the ref did not call
Yeah,
it.
Alex.
Alex, it's the championship game.
It's the championship game.
I would fight him. We would actually fight.
Cue rock music.
Don't foul them when they inbound.
Look how sad they are.
I'd fight him. He's off the team.
He's going,
my
Alex.
friend. We're not boys anymore.
Good call.
No, Alex. Bad call.
Wait a second.
Values.com.
He comes.
This has been
Hey, ref.
Do they still exist?
There's no way.
Values.com?
They had to have shut down after backlash from that commercial.
We should buy them out.
There are so many
I'll go
things
and
to
see.
unpack in that. The fact that he goes to the ref, like, hey, ref, I touched it. You can't change it at that point. The ref can't be like, all right, everybody, this guy called it. This guy touched it.
You can't, like, secede a call. You can't argue for a call
can't.
one way or the other. Also, make the ref do their job. The refs are getting paid, too. Like, don't be like, hey, that's out on me.
And no one touched the ball as it went. Okay, when in a basketball game, I played basketball through junior high. I say play very loosely because I just sat on the bench. But in practice, if something happens and you touch the ball and it goes out of bounds and they call it on the other team, at no point is there remorse for that.
Yeah.
You're never like, my values are too strong. I probably should tell the ref he's incorrect.
It's yeah, look at this, Armstrong. Good work.
There you go. Okay.
The slow motion? Nothing. It touches no one's hand.
The ruling on the field stands.
Nothing at
it's
all.
not overturned. It's not even confirmed.
I think the better part is they're like, all right, state championship game. Where's the venue? Well, I got a gym in my backyard that we can go and everybody can play in there. It's the state championship, and there's like maybe 200 people. I love it too. It's like, come on, Alex. It's the state championship.
The worst actor I've ever seen in my life.
As if you have to be reminded, Alex, come on, it's the state championship game.
I would be it's also not your possession to give away. Like, you don't get the ball and be like, all right, we're going to give it to them.
Championship game.
It's the championship game.
Alex, please don't say it to refs.
We're not friends anymore if you do that. We're not friends. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear from you.
Alex lost all of his friends except for the coach.
Alex probably entered the portal after that. Alex is in the portal.
Walks to the huddle on the sideline.
Nobody's picking him up.
And he's not saying anything. He's just kind of standing awkwardly as the rest of the players are listening to the huddle. He's like, Coach, I touched it. That's the first thing he says.
I hate you, Alex.
Before he's like, Coach, I touched it. What is it? Why?
I hate
Hold
Alex.
on.
I hate
and as
Alex.
much as we're dogging these poor guys, they had nothing to do with how awful this is. Someone in a meeting sat down. The actors, like, I feel like we're dogging these guys for no reason. Someone sat down and was like, this is it. This is the values.com commercial.
Yep.
Where did this run?
I'm gonna say.
By the way, values.com exists.
I was about to look them up. I mean, their marketing worked because we're talking about them on our show.
That's
to
true.
a degree. But
That's
I mean,
true.
it backfired because.
No, and this ad back in the day, I remember this ad would play on literally like ESPN. Like,
That was network. It was a
all the time.
network
Yeah, it
ad.
played all the time.
oh yeah, it would play all the time.
It was like, and it was funny then too. Like, I remember watching that even when like as a kid and being
Yeah,
like,
and be like, that's so stupid.
Kid's a nerd.
Yeah, I remember
Guy
that.
sucks. I hate that
Same
guy.
exact.
I'm like 12. I'm like, dude, Alex, don't ever freaking be on my team.
Yeah.
I'm trading you.
It's that when I grow up, I want to be anything but Alex. I want to have values, but not like that.
Don't be an Alex
Don't
today.
be an Alex. God, it's a championship game.
Alex would never play at Baylor. He could never play at Baylor.
No, not for Scott Drew.
Not competitive enough.
Oh my goodness. Why is that a thing? That's how we started our Friday today. It makes me feel good to know that I'm not alone in hating that. I am alone in my Mark Vital takes, but I'm not alone in this. Jeez.
That's the beauty of the business.
Armstrong, do you have that other video that we play periodically that I always ask to play every day and then I usually forget to play it? And then we play it like 3 out of every 5 days of the week and it just makes me feel good?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
USA, my sense in USA.
Oh, mama, don't you cry.
Oh, mama, don't you cry.
USA hockey is do or die.
USA hockey is do or die.
Take a hockey stick in my hand.
Take a hockey stick in my hand.
Go on off to a foreign land.
Go on off to a foreign land.
Play said I'd be a star.
That right there gets me so juiced. When the voice cracks, I'm like, this guy loves his country.
USA hockey will go very far.
Take the Gatorade in your glass.
Take the Gatorade in your glass.
We just kicked your
Dude,
We just kicked your.
I don't think they would ever lose in anything. Doesn't matter the sport. They're
I
not
still
losing
haven't
in
figured
anything.
out why they blur out the end of it.
I
You're
know,
gonna
I
have
think
to
it's just
explain that to me
audio.
off air.
It's just audio.
Audio
Armstrong,
issues.
do we know why the audio is cutting out?
What do you mean?
At the end of the video.
I
Yeah, can you make that not happen?
Oh, it's okay.
Can you make that not happen
We
for
got-
next time we play it?
I cannot.
They call it the Gremlins.
Imagine if
That's what
Armstrong
they
did a
call it.
voiceover of just, or if we all in the studio just did a voiceover of, we just kicked your freaking butt. If we did freaking butt
We just kicked your feelings.
and played it over
Kick
that
your
video,
feelings. I like
Like that one?
I think that like put a hockey stick in my hand, going off to a foreign land makes me so like. But then there's also the USA hockey will go very
USA
far.
hockey will go very far.
Oh yeah. I mean, legendary.
It was, it was in a hotel room probably like the week before. They're like, all right, if we win, let's do this.
I love how we're still unpacking that 3 weeks later, and there's still stuff to unpack.
There's still stuff to unpack.
The fact that they put the Gatorade in your glass.
Not a
They
cup.
just- they
Not
just-
a cup.
They needed a rhyme. They literally just
they
needed
need
a
a
rhyme.
glass.
And somebody was like, yeah, no, that checks out. Let's do glass.
We just put the Gatorade in your cup. We just totally beat you up.
Oh, Jack Wheeler's on the Impact Health Labs caller line. Jack Wheeler, 254-339-1122. Welcome on to Up Tempo. He wants to talk about the hockey champ.
Who doesn't?
True.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that's the 5th time today I've listened to it.
Stop.
There's something about it, Jack Wheeler.
It's my motivation, man. Every morning.
Gets me out of
Listen
bed.
to it once, get the day going.
See,
Let's go.
I have given up caffeine. I no longer drink caffeine, so that video is my source of caffeine.
I feel that.
If you're watching the Roku right now at home,
We're on
you know
Roku?
that we're
I'm actually,
we're on Roku, Mom.
well, for me, I'm watching it on my Fire Stick on YouTube.
I didn't even know we're on Fire Stick.
We're on Fire Stick.
This joke needs to die, guys.
We're on Fire Stick,
I
man.
wish this was a joke. This is all so serious. I didn't know
Oh
we're
my
on Fire
gosh.
Stick.
That, seriously?
Anywhere you can
Why
access
are you the way
YouTube, we're on.
Any YouTube?
What
Literally.
about
The joke needs to die.
Jack Wheeler.
Parlor?
How about some Bear games today? Stop. Why are you the way that
Are
you
we on? I'm serious. Are we on Parlor?
Yeah, MySpace.
I'm all here for the Bear games.
All right, Bryce Petty or Andrew
Good,
Billings?
Oh, jeez. Why does it have to be this one?
Because it's the Elite Eight.
I'm gonna go with Petty.
Okay, yeah. Here's the deal. Quarterback bias is appropriate when it's Bryce Petty.
Yep. He's
That's
got my
fine.
vote too.
All right, and then
I mean, hey, he won 2 Big 12 championships. You can't deny that.
Who would play you in a movie?
oh yeah, if somebody had to play you in a movie, who would it be, and why?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Oh wow. How come?
Because he could play my weirdness, man. He does that well.
You know, Jack, I have yet to
sold.
meet you in person, but I feel like you and Chris Pratt may have a vague resemblance.
Well, let's see. I've been told I look like Tobey Maguire, Jake Gyllenhaal, and but when I was told I looked like Jake Gyllenhaal, there was a girl in that conversation who said, "Yeah, you look like him, but you're not as attractive as him."
Well, Jack, if you're in that conversation, by association, you're a hot dude, Jack.
You're basically Jake Gyllenhaal.
I mean, if Jake Gyllenhaal, Tobey Maguire, Chris Pratt, like this is all elite company to be in.
That's very true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congrats.
Yeah, Jack.
Congrats on being hot, Jack.
Thanks.
Wow.
Let's go.
Jack Wheeler.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, you need to get the visual for you
Jack,
next time.
I didn't sign off on this. I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Do you disagree?
I didn't. I don't really know if that was.
I was Jack's former roommate, and I can confirm.
I also follow Jack on Instagram.
You knew that?
Yeah.
You knew that.
You follow Jack on Instagram?
Follow Jack on
I should
Instagram.
probably do that. I should probably get on. Jack, thanks for your call.
Appreciate it.
Hot Jack, baby.
Preach. You know the kids are saying that now instead of
Our father.
our father
Preach.
Jack Wheeler.
Yeah.
They're saying preach. You ever heard that?
Preach.
Preach.
I like that.
I like preach.
I might jump on that bandwagon.
Hey, preach. It started as like kind of like a gag. Like I'm starting to learn college lingo. Like kissing is now macking. Has that been a thing for a while? Has that been a thing for a while?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's like a resurgence.
Zach, when you kissed, was it zacking?
Oh God.
Gosh.
Holla. I couldn't. It's.
Did we pay you?
He said,
I have to check. Wait till next month. I have to check. But I think Macking was an old.
You get paid for this?
That's courting.
We can't all be full time.
That's courting. Macking, Preach, Chill. Chill's like across the board.
So we had a bunch of kids from the Northeast in DC lingo was like sice was the slang that we picked up. Like sice was a word. It's like, oh, can you sice me that bang? Can you sice me?
Sice?
Or like, yeah.
DC is in Washington, D.C.?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
the very same.
You have lived everywhere.
Bro.
Or we just had kids on our team from there.
Oh, you were they were the guys from DC, yeah.
When you were on your bobsled team.
Also, you got a call from the Olympic bobsled team again a couple days ago. You said true story. Was that a real true story?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you walk us all in the studio through that?
Yeah, please.
How you got another call from the Olympic Committee?
It wasn't the Olympic. It was just the.
You didn't have to say that. You could have just gone with
it. So they just called and said they have another camp in February.
And you're invited.
And you're cordially invited.
I think so.
To bobsledding camp.
I think so. It was a voicemail.
Please.
So I can't confirm
do it. You got to do it.
Wait a second. What kind of voicemail? Hi, this is Ann with the Olympic bobsledding team.
No, it was one of their coaches.
All we need
Can we
is
listen to it on the air?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's probably some rules against that.
It's like a different, this guy, so you're going to be an Olympic bobsledder. Is that the...
Yeah, pretty much. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's in the cards, but I thought it was relevant in passing. But
do it for content.
Wow. Yeah, literally go and GoPro the whole thing, like a GoPro on your head.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of juicing this up more than it really is. Like they also just need athletes. Like
there's also just no one else that wants to be on the Olympic bobsledding team.
Think how many people that think how many bobsledders you know. Outside of me. No, I'm serious. Like, how many do you know?
Wait, out of the 6 people that are on the team and the 350 million in America, and your point is, okay, well, ask me how many unicorns that I know.
No, actually, there's not many people that do bobsledding. So, they need people to, join.
Oh, okay, you're saying, I thought you meant Olympic bobsledders.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah,
no, I meant,
so you're saying,
people that
yeah, that was on me.
General.
I was confused with that one.
Okay, well, great.
Bobsledders that, I don't know any bobsledders.
I'll be honest, I feel like I'm very much
How many cricket players do you know, though? You feel like the U.S. cricket team is out there looking for folks?
I don't know. We could look into it.
You could call them. Get a voicemail from the cricket team. I got recruited to play college field hockey at Transylvania University.
No way.
100%. Coach Cardento sends me an email, and within they had seen me play at the Shooting Star event, and they were like, "We watched you play. We really loved what you had to offer. We want to, bring you on our campus for an official visit." And then I get an email 4 hours later that was like, "Oops. We now realize that was the wrong person." So my collegiate athlete dreams lasted about that long. And then I got an email that corrected it. I will find it. We will put those on the screen later in the show. I got 2 emails. One offering me a job to play college athletics, and the other crushing all of my dreams.
Golly.
But then I wouldn't be here with you.
What a roller coaster. Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
That was a long day.
Selfishly.
That was a long day for me and my family.
Golly.
That was really tough. All right, Sam.
Coach Cardento and Alex, you're on my list.
Alex
and Coach Cardento.
Alex, gosh, make it stop.
On my list.
Today, Sam Pittman joins us at 11:25. Baylor men's basketball this weekend against Oklahoma State on the road. Women's basketball number 9. 2 top 10 teams. Women's basketball playing at Oklahoma. The men's tennis squad's got a number 4 matchup with number 4 Michigan, number 20 Arizona State. Track is at the Aggie Invite. Got some Casey Lightfoot action, trying to break more records. It is a Baylor-focused weekend. The volleyball team, the softball and the baseball teams, the soccer teams, everybody's playing this spring. Everybody's playing.
It's a family affair.
Practices are picking up, and we got a lot to talk about today. But now, the star of the show, man, we worked on this interview for 2 weeks. We really wanted to get who better to give us a take on Eric Mateos, the Baylor offensive line coach, than the man who was his mentor for years at the University of Arkansas as the offensive line coach for the Hogs. That was the beefiest line in the country. They averaged 6'5", 315 under Sam Pittman. And under him, Eric Mateos, who now is Baylor's O-line coach. When we come back after Armstrong's Minute and a break, we are joined by the head hog, Sam Pittman of the University of Arkansas. I'm Drake Toll. It's J.D. Pickell. We've got Jack. You're not Jack Wheeler. You're Jack Wheeler's roommate. Armstrong Sims. Former. And this is Up Tempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With your Ram truck from Allen Samuels, you may not have to plow through snow and mud or pull heavy loads, but you could. During the Big Finish year-end event, you get a Ram deal like no other. Employee pricing for all, 0% for 84 and no payments for 90 days. Ram 1500 Lone Star for Christmas. No other truck comes close. And ask about Big Finish pricing on Ram Heavy Duty and Ram ProMaster for your business. Happy holidays from Allen Samuels.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs. Even offering financing if that's needed, everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back at Up Tempo on your Friday. Drake Toll alongside J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. Zach Sweeney is in here with us. We've also got Andrew Robertson. We're now joined by the head hog, the mentor of offensive line coach at Baylor, Eric Mateos, Sam Pittman. Coach Pittman, happy Friday, man. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all been drinking coffee in there. You're getting going pretty good this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Coach. I have already had a 9 a.m. today, and it was stellar. That is all I needed to get my juices flowing. A little bit of coffee, some bang. We're ready to rock.
That's awesome, man.
I love it. Now, Coach, first and foremost, to introduce myself, I'm Drake Toll, born and raised in Arkansas, born and raised a Hog fan, so I get it. I get the culture. These other yahoos in here, they're just not acquainted with it, but I know what it's like to throw that Hog call up in front of, 75,000 at DWR and get those chills. These guys just don't know. They don't know. But to relate to them a little bit, we've got Eric Mateos coming in, and I know we looked at how Coach Grimes really dug to get Coach Mateos, and you were one of the ones that lobbied for Eric. Just tell us, who have we gotten in Eric Mateos at offensive line coach?
Oh, y'all got a good one. Really good one. Great recruiter. Works his tail off. The kids will love him. The Baylor will love him. Of course, Grimey is a outstanding offensive line coach in his own right, and certainly has proven over there at BYU what kind of coordinator he is, and I'm so happy for he's a good friend of mine as well. But Eric, when Eric was here, Grimey had called me about him, and I said, you need to hire him, and he went over to LSU with him, and he's just very smart, very bright. I was fortunate enough to be with him here at Arkansas my first time here. Again, just an outstanding recruiter. How do you change your offensive line? And you do it through recruiting and development. And he's really good at that. And I know that the people will be proud that he's at Baylor.
Coach, the aforementioned Yahoo, J.D. Pickell here. I'm co-hosting this with Drake Toll. So happy to have you on.
Thanks.
In regards to what Baylor fans can expect in year one from this offensive line, obviously it's a developmental process, but what can Baylor fans expect to see in year one from this new offensive line?
Aggressive. They'll be aggressive. They'll be well coached. They'll have good technique. But they're going to play extremely hard. If you go back and look at his line he had over there at BYU, those guys were nasty. They played very physical. And that's hopefully a trait that we've done since he was here at Arkansas. But they're going to play very extremely hard, and they'll be well coached technique wise.
Coach, when you first met Eric Mateos and got to work with him at the University of Arkansas, what do you remember about when he first started under you, and how much did he learn in those years that grew him into the coach he is now?
Very good personality. He was over at Hutchinson Junior College, where I was the head coach back in the early 90s, and he was over at Hutch, and we had a guy or two from Hutch in here on our coaching staff, and they recommended him, and we interviewed him, and a lot of energy, very dynamic. But the thing that stuck out to me was his work ethic and how smart he was. And hopefully, between myself and Grimey, he takes everything in and not opinionated. Hey, this is what's been working, and I like that about him because, to be honest with you, by the middle of spring ball, he was coaching half the line when I was here the first time. That's the only way you can develop a GA is let him go out there and coach. And certainly when I left here and I went to Georgia. Arkansas at that time was playing in the Liberty Bowl, and Eric was elevated to the offensive line coach when I left. And I think they rushed for 250 or so in that game and won that game. And I knew he was ready when I left. Of course, Coach Bielema knew that too and elevated him as the O-line coach.
Coach, I'll never forget it. The Liberty Bowl with the red chrome helmets. Come on. I think Alex Collins went for 300 that night.
He's a monster.
Well, I don't remember the game like I was there because I wasn't. But I do know that the line played really well that game. And obviously Collins was Alex Collins,
Yeah.
So really good day.
Absolute beast. Coach, you and Dave Aranda both took over programs during a COVID year, I would imagine a logistical nightmare. What was the hardest part about being a first-year coach during COVID?
COVID, in all honesty. The amount of time. I had no idea the amount of time that it would take. Your roster management was huge. I think it would be a special teams coordinator nightmare, simply because, you didn't really know your roster until Friday morning. You had an idea, but then Friday morning, then I can remember making this mistake. So-and-so has COVID and thinking, well, he's out. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's out, and then whoever he was around is out. And so I remember going, well, we only lost a guy or lost two guys, and it turned out to be 6 or 8 because of the quarantine part of it. So I'll bet you, and I hate to say this, but I'll bet half of our staff conversations had something to do with COVID throughout the season.
Wow. Coach, kind of going back to the line and what you were able to put together at Arkansas and your emphasis you put on the boys in the middle. 2015, the 5 guys were combined for 1,638 pounds. I'm sure you remember the media guide picture where not one of those boys is below 6'5", and the lightest dude is 312 pounds. Is that the kind of offensive line that Eric Mateos is coming here to recruit?
I hope so. I think it works. I recruited them that way so I could be the smallest guy in the room. So I needed to get some really big guys. But I hope so. I think big and athletic is better than small and athletic. That's just my belief. And, I'm not talking about big and slow. I'm talking about big and athletic. And, the defensive line is getting bigger and bigger and physical. And so I think you have to combat that. And certainly I believe that he believed in the same thing we were trying to do here with size, aggressiveness, technique-wise, and playing hard as heck. And I can guarantee you that's what you'll see from Baylor's O-line.
That gets me excited. I'm fired up, Coach. I'm ready to go run through a brick wall. On the flip side of that, when it comes to wins and losses, Baylor obviously took a step back last year. And you've been a part of different rebuilds and different programs turning around, obviously a part of one right now and doing a great job right now. What is the number one factor in turning a program around when you're taking over during a COVID year? What is the number one factor in being able to turn a program around?
Trust. You have to get your staff, your players, your organization trusting in each other. And the only way I know how to do that is you have to communicate and you have to be honest. And brutally honest. And that's what I believe we are. I think I have a whole staff of guys that way. And you have to build trust between each other. And once you do that, once you get them where they'll run through a brick wall with you, I think you got them. And then they're going to go play hard for you. And then in the hard times of the game, they're going to trust that we can come back. I know we were down 13-0 this year at half and end up fortunate enough to come back and win the game. Those type things, because if they don't trust you at some point, they're going to give up on you. And so trust was the biggest factor we had, which was very hard during COVID because in March they left you, and you're sitting there over a video screen, and it's hard to gain trust with anybody unless you're sitting man-to-man, face-to-face with them. So that was very difficult, but I like where our program is in that category right now.
Coach, you hinted on it there. When it comes to the trust factor, not just with your team, but with the state of Arkansas and the fan base, how they've rallied around your program, does it feel like there's a mutual trust right now that is helping you win ball games?
Absolutely. We feed off our state. Obviously we're the only Power 5 school. Obviously we have a very fine Arkansas State program in our state, but most of these kids around here and the fans have grown up Razorback fans. And to be honest with you, our first goal was give them something where they could throw their chest out on a Sunday morning going to church. And we weren't able to do that for a long time. And then fortunately we were able to beat Mississippi State, and then that helped, and then had a home win against Ole Miss. That helped, and the Tennessee. We didn't have a lot, and we certainly aren't where we want to be. We're not close, but we want to make them proud of us, and we want to make them proud by the way we played on the field, by the way we were off the field. And I think that we started and we're heading in that direction. Obviously, we have to win a lot more ball games than we did this year.
Coach, it seems like in today's college football, head coaches are asked to be a lot more than just coaches. You're almost a CEO, fostering a culture. You mentioned before trust. How do you go about establishing that culture as the CEO of your program?
Hire good people. I mean, you have to hire good men around you, and they have to have the same beliefs you do, and they have to talk like you do in a certain aspect. You know, I don't believe in getting a guy's face and MFing him and all those kind of things. We're not teaching him. I think you should be the loudest at practice when they do something well, and then when they do something wrong, I think you're a teacher at that point. And I wanted to hire guys that had that same belief in coaching style that I did. And we have a really, really tight knit group of coaches, and I think that translates over to the football team.
Coach, with this staff at Baylor and Dave Aranda and kind of what he's putting together here, what do you know about Dave Aranda in the industry? And is he revered as one of the best defensive minds out there?
I love him. And I don't know him particularly well, but I have great respect for him. And I'll tell you why. Because he knows more about pass protections than anybody I've ever been around. He knows how to attack your protections. I played, obviously we played LSU when he was there, and I'm not just saying that. Honestly, I did a clinic last year in Texas and said the same thing. The guy is a phenomenal mind. Again, I don't know the man, but I do know that he's one heck of a defensive coordinator, and I'm sure he'll do great as a head coach.
Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here, and so I apologize in advance. Your services have been required all over the country at different points throughout your career. You've been able to coach in a myriad of Power 5 schools. What is the best conference in college football?
SEC.
You're going to make some people mad over here, Coach.
That was the easiest question, all of that.
Wow. Coach, we've got a picture here. I think Armstrong's going to throw it up on the screen. So, like I said, I grew up in Valonia, Arkansas. Oh, I'm sure the metropolis. You had to have heard of it by now.
Oh, absolutely.
But the little community, I mean, obviously everybody there, but I've heard Bo Mattingly talk about it, and Joe Franklin about how the one thing about Arkansas is it's not a state divided. Everybody there is a Hog fan. There's that culture. Now, I think about it, you mentioned it, something to pump their chest out on Sunday morning. You walk in on Sunday morning to church after a Hog win, and everybody's talking about it. Everybody is talking about the Razorbacks. If you can try, because like I said, these folks in the studio, they didn't grow up around that. If you can try, and it's impossible, to explain what it means to be an Arkansas Razorback, I'd love to hear it.
It's right on my wall as you walk into my office. It says, you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas. You're coming to play for the state of Arkansas. And that's what it is. And you can feel it. You can feel it in the stands. You can feel it down at the gas station. It's a different state. It's a very unique state. It's a hungry state. And, you're sitting there going, hey, let's pump our chest out at church. Well, they haven't had many times to do that, over the last few years. And so I've loved Arkansas ever since I was in high school. I grew up 75 miles from here, and Coach Holtz halfway recruited me here for a minute, and I wouldn't have took me either. He made a great decision on that. But I learned to love the Razorbacks. And I know I didn't go to school here, but I feel a strong part of the University of Arkansas, and I feel like an Arkansas native, even though I graduated high school over across just 75 miles here across the border in Oklahoma.
I'm moving to Arkansas.
Yeah,
it's
that's
done.
it, Coach.
I'm fired.
Hey, it's beautiful. Go down to Hot Springs and see if you'll ever leave. It's pretty nice there, too.
Come on, the Hot Springs before the Pig Trail? Oh, my goodness. Go up and get some sassies? Coach, speaking my language right here. I tell you what, it is everything. It takes everything in my body on this Baylor radio show that we have not to just break out and call the Hogs right now.
Well, you know how to do it.
That's right. Now, I got to ask you, and this is a question my grandma, she's a huge Razorback fan too, and I know she asked me, she said, call the Hogs on the show. And I said, I tell you what, instead of that, I'll ask one question. Coach, Do you do the little whoop at the beginning of the hog call, or do you just call the hogs normally?
Well, I've got cousins that grew up in the state of Arkansas, and they do it. Now, I don't. But if it'll help us win some games, I'll sure as heck start doing it. But
Either way.
I do.
Bring it on. All right, Coach, we'll end it off with this right here. Every day we play Bear games where we ask questions to our guests and our callers. Typically, they have nothing to do with anything relevant. They're just for fun. And today, that is the exact same as every day. The first one, though, we have our Bear games. We're doing a Baylor's second best bracket. The second best player of the last decade, because if we put RG3 in here, it just wouldn't count. And both of these names are pretty familiar guys, so I want to get your take on who maybe was better in a Baylor Bear uniform. First one being Bryce Petty, two-time Big 12 championship quarterback. Second being Andrew Billings. He put some hurt on some offensive lines in the past. College football's strongest player, All-American at defensive line. Who you got to go with, Bryce Petty or Andrew Billings? Two random guys for your Friday.
I'm going with Billings. You know, I love the big men, so, you know, I'm going with Billings.
There is no quarterback bias
I was going to guess
from Sam Pittman. There's no – and, Coach –
had him at strongest player.
I tell you what, the turnaround that you had at Arkansas this past year, unbelievable already. I know the state's excited about it, and moving forward, there's a lot of hype around your program and guys coming back. But all this to say, not only is there going to be a 30 for 30 about Sam Pittman and his tenure at the University of Arkansas, there's going to be a movie about it. And what we're asking today is, if somebody's got to play you in that movie, who's doing it? Who's the actor that's playing you in the movie?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Wow. You can't handle the truth.
I love that. I can see that right now.
He's going to have to throw a few pounds on, or I'm going to have to lose some.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Coach,
I like him.
That is, you can't handle the truth. I was indoctrinated in that movie a month or two ago, and, man, that line right there, oh, come on.
Who was the old boy in Tommy Boy, too? He kind of looks
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Farley, but he's a lot funnier than I am, but he might be a good one if he was still alive.
Oh, my goodness. Coach Sam Pittman of the University of Arkansas Razorbacks. Coach, thanks so much for joining this little random Baylor show today.
My pleasure, guys. You got a good one in Mateus.
Thanks,
Coach. And the head coach, so go get them.
We're hoping so.
The head hog, Sam Pittman, joining us today. Thanks again, Coach, so much for coming on. Listen, anytime you get bored and want to call in a radio show, we got you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Wow, how about that?
He's awesome.
Come on, baby.
He's so
Sam
good.
Pittman, the University of Arkansas, joining the show today, talking Eric Mateos. I know, look, as cool as it is, talk Eric Mateos, and he said a ton of great stuff about not only Mateos and Grimes and Aranda, but, man, just to hear a football coach speak. And Aranda's one of those guys that you know as soon as they talk, like, man, this guy, from an X's and O's standpoint, from a game standpoint, they know football. That guy right there, that's what they call an old ball coach.
And the fact that he signs off on Mateos, and he's an O-line guy. I mean, you look at his resume, O-line at Oklahoma, O-line in Western Michigan, O-line in Missouri, O-line in Kansas. Like, the guy just is the offensive line whisperer. So the fact that we have a disciple of Coach Pittman here in Waco gives me all the belief in the world that I already even had in Coach Mateos.
Flipping awesome, man. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell. Armstrong Sims is with us today alongside Zach Sweeney and Andrew Robertson. When we come back, we got 2-minute drill. We're talking Baylor basketball. SicEm Pick'em too. Baylor basketball, Baylor women's basketball, a whole lot more. It is a big Friday on Uptempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50. And number 11, Michigan fell at number 17, Ohio State, 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
When it comes to hauling the family and hauling cargo, see Alan Samuels. Get the king of minivans, the award-winning Chrysler Pacifica, or America's lowest price third-row crossover, Dodge Journey. During the Big Finish event, get 0%, no payments for 90 days, and employee pricing for all on Pacifica. It's minivan first class. And get employee pricing for all on new 2020 Dodge Journeys. Happy holidays from your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels.
If you or a loved one or friend has been arrested and you can't afford bail, trust Terry and Chase Chapman at Chapman's Bail Bonds, covering Waco and McLennan County for over 25 years. Chapman's can bail you out anywhere with experienced, knowledgeable local agents who are committed to serving you professionally, respectfully, and with the highest integrity. Chapman's understands your privacy is important. Your freedom can be secured fast when you use Chapman's Bail Bonds. Open 24 hours a day. Payment arrangements available. Call Chapman's Bail Bonds. When you need help, 254-754-1603. When you ring, we'll spring.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be part of the Waco community. We're a small family business here in Central Texas. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important. And unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. And that's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through this difficult time. So if you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. You can schedule online in minutes at idealmri.com or call 833-IDEAL-MRI.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Ben Erlinson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Ben Erlinson, 100 North 6th Street in Waco, 254-759-8533. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Baylor University, students find their place to shine. They're faithful friends and inspirational leaders. They're championship teammates and independent thinkers. They're on the cutting edge of high tech and in the halls of history. If you want to make the world a brighter place, you can. And if you want to shine in your own way, you can. The spark you need is already inside you. Bring it to Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
I touched it. I touched the ball before it went out, Coach.
Come on, Alex. The ref did not call that.
You gotta be kidding me, Alex.
Call us on
I would
Impact Health
put my
Labs
team
caller
so
line
fast.
at 254-339-1122. For your company's mass COVID testing, log on to impacthealthlabs.com. Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo for a Baylor take on your lunch break.
I am Haircut Getting Better. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. Zach Sweeney is in here with us alongside Andrew Robertson on Up Tempo. Play a little 2-minute drill today. How about it, baby? Sam Pittman joining the show, talking to Eric Mateos, Dave Aranda. Grimy. He called him grimy, baby. He's like, man. Grime.
That's got to be the name.
Good one.
It's a football guy through and through. I wish I'd asked him about Alex. Said, Coach, if you had a guy tell you, hey, Coach, I held that play.
Yeah.
He said, boy, you better be, you're running laps.
Imagine that.
For the rest of the year.
The center walks up to the ref. Hey, ref, I held my defender that play. Like what are you, okay?
The ref's like, cool. Cool,
ref,
good job not getting caught.
Please throw the flag, ref, or values.com will be mad at me. I will not have followed through with my values.
I hate Alex. Let's get Alex on the show. We can just...
I want the guy...
berate him.
It's a championship game.
Any of them.
Coach. See,
any of them.
Just to remind you, Alex, there are 150 people here watching us right now. This is the championship game. Look around you.
Small town, small state. Rhode Island State Championship.
I love the ball goes out of bounds and the coach goes, ugh. Like, so distraught.
Coach got fired that next day for sure.
He's the state champion here. Ball bounces off hoop. I wonder how many shots it took from the right. Why is it a fast break like this?
Horrific transition defense.
The
Let's start
whole
there.
team is
Nobody's in
standing in the
nobody hustled at all.
They got a little. And nobody touches it. Ball out of bounds. Beep. Watch the coach. Watch the coach. No, man, not out of bounds. Come on.
It's weighing on Alex heavy right here.
Alex is feeling.
Alex
all right,
has got
guys.
that
The guys in the huddle.
His stomach.
Coach, I touched it. Okay.
Nobody would have stopped. That's like nobody would have stopped in the huddle.
Alex, shut up.
Nobody would have even everyone would have pretended that he didn't say that in the huddle. I wouldn't be like.
Mind you guys, for those that are just joining Up Tempo today, this is a real commercial that exists in the world and played places. All right, 2-minute drill. Do you have the music, Armstrong?
We do.
And 2-minute drill. Cue the music.
Boom.
A little bit louder. A little bit louder.
Oh, yeah. Was that the first time you saw that commercial too?
Oh, it's the first time today.
Man.
All right, let's play 2-minute drill. Today, the topic of discussion is the Baylor University president. We got J.D. Pickell's playing. Armstrong Sims is playing. Andrew Robertson is in studio with us today.
Boom.
He's going to play the game too. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. Again, I did what I did last week, and I'm not prepared with my 2 minutes on the clock. But we will start. Write your answers down, and you have 2 minutes to answer these questions. Question number 1, and the clock will start as soon as it's finished. Who is Baylor's current president? Write it down. That's question number 1, Baylor's current president. Question number 2, what is the president's dog's name? The president's dog's name. Question number 2. That's easy. Question number 3.
It's not easy. If you're taking a poll of the room.
Question 3, what is the name of the president's house? The president's house has a name.
Dude.
Question number 4.
This is going to be brutal.
What is the president's daughter's name? You guys, she works at Baylor.
Gosh.
Her daughter works at Baylor.
Oh my gosh.
I have no idea. Wow.
Question number 5. Where did the president go to college?
Okay.
Question number 6. What school was the president the dean of business at after being a professor at Baylor in the 90s? So the president moved from Baylor as a professor to this school to be the dean of business.
Or did she? Or did she stay right where she was?
No. This is Wikipedia.
Or did she stay right where she was?
Stop.
What is it gonna be?
Question 7. What school was the president at as the dean of business before coming back to Baylor as the president? So the president goes to a school to be the dean of business, goes to another school to be the dean of business,
Or did she stay
and
in
then
the
comes
same
back to
place
Baylor.
the whole time?
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things you choose to be.
That was kind of harsh.
What subject
Office.
did she teach at Baylor? What subject did she teach at Baylor? Yeah, it was.
Who's
It was an
she?
office reference. The president, sorry.
Okay, so much the things that you
The current
choose to be.
president.
The current president. What subject did the president teach at Baylor? 15 seconds on the board.
Wow.
Where is the president's home state?
Okay.
And how tall is the president? Whoever gets closest takes this point. All right, 2 minutes is up, and let's roll through answer number 1. The president's name, JD?
Linda Livingstone.
Yes.
Linda Livingstone.
Boom, Armstrong.
Linda.
Everybody got it. What is the president's dog's name, Armstrong?
Sport.
Hold on.
I have no earthly idea.
Do you hear that?
Bruiser.
Yeah. Bruiser. I think Bruiser's a good.
Do you hear that?
I'm not shushing for you.
Do you hear that?
What is it?
Silence.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
All right, the dog's name, Andrew.
I said Spike.
Okay.
I said Bruiser.
It's Boo. It's B-U. It is literally Boo. All three of you missed that.
Did you know that prior to Wikipedia?
Yes, 100%. What is the name of the president's house, Andrew?
I wrote house.
Oh, close.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
JD?
White House.
Okay.
Armstrong.
The president's residence.
It's the All-Britain House. It's literally, you pass it every day on campus.
Yeah, I knew that one.
What is the president's daughter's name, JD?
Malia.
Armstrong?
It starts with an S.
God. Andrew?
I went with Linda because it could be a junior.
No,
okay. I like that.
It starts with an S, and she's like an assistant on the volleyball team.
Sarah. Shauna.
No.
Sienna.
And nobody.
Sierra.
What is it?
It is Shelby Livingston.
Shelby.
What school was the president the dean of business at after being at
You
Baylor?
skipped a question.
Yeah,
After being at Baylor, where was she the dean of business?
You skipped a question.
Armstrong?
No, you got to go. Where she went to
Oh,
college.
where did the president go to college? Where did the president
Baylor.
go to college? We've
Baylor.
got Baylor.
I think it's Oklahoma State.
I put Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
There we
Let's
go.
go. Okay. Then what school was she the dean of business at after being professor at Baylor?
Baylor.
No.
I put absolutely not a clue.
Nice.
I said Oklahoma State.
Pepperdine.
Oh.
Pepperdine.
Hey, I don't know that. Oh, I
What
guess
school
not.
was she at before coming back to Baylor?
Trick question. Baylor.
No.
There you go.
I put Texas.
Okay.
I said Mary Hardin Baylor.
George Washington University, dean of their business school. You guys are awful at Linda Livingstone trivia.
Yes.
Trivia.
What subject did she
not
teach
shocking at all.
at Baylor, Andrew?
I said communication because she can speak well.
Okay.
I put leadership.
God.
Political science.
Business.
She actually had finance
She
written
was
down.
the dean of business after all.
Where is her home state, JD?
I said Arkansas.
Baylor. Andrew?
Oklahoma.
Armstrong?
I put Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma.
Thank you.
That's the one you get. That's the one you
Well,
get.
it's just a random guess because of Oklahoma State.
I think I nailed the height question.
Closest measurement on height.
Though. I think 5'10".
5'10". Andrew.
I said 6'3".
6'3"?
I said 6'6".
She is 6 foot even. JD somehow got the
walk-off
question
fashion, baby.
correct.
Let's
And
go.
In the end, I'm pretty sure it's a tie
Yeah, she's tall.
amongst all three of you.
Let's go.
It's a tie. You all missed 6.
Let's
Amazing.
go, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
None of
it
you
could
win.
not have been
Baseball World
better.
All-Stars
It's
right
up
now.
tempo. No one's counting. The points don't matter. Hey, we'd love to play Sick 'em Pick 'em with you, but I know you gotta
let's do
go
it.
take your dog to the dog
do it.
park.
Let's do it. We got time.
Really?
We got time.
Yeah,
Like
let's
5
rip it.
minutes.
Let's rip
Like,
it.
you really want to go Sick 'em Pick 'em today? All right, here's how we're gonna do Sick 'em Pick 'em today. A little bit different than normal. So I hated the fact that we did straight up, just pick the games. So we're gonna go with the we're gonna pick the spread today.
Ooh.
You like that better?
I do like that better.
Okay.
I like that better.
Tonight, Michigan. Number 7 Michigan is on the road against Purdue, and they're a 4-point favorite. Mind you, Purdue just beat Ohio State. Armstrong, JD, you two are competing against one another, and myself, I guess.
Okay.
Michigan, Purdue, 4-point favorite, Michigan on the road.
Michigan covers.
Okay, Armstrong, does Michigan cover?
Yes.
I like Michigan to cover as well.
All right. Hey, we're all getting rich, baby.
Yeah, we are. All right, Baylor, Oklahoma State.
Money, free money.
I don't have the line on that one. It's 6.5.
Who is it?
Baylor, Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. Baylor, Oklahoma State. Whatever it is, Baylor covers.
I got Oklahoma State.
Okay. Where do you go to find these?
Not outright,
Where do you go to
but-
find these?
I bet they're on ESPN.
Yeah, I looked at ESPN and they weren't there. Odd Shark? You guys use Odd Shark? Anybody?
Here, I'll pull it up for us. So, let's
Yeah,
say...
you run the game today. I kind of like that idea.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
That's really sweet. I
Okay,
wish
so we
I
got
would've been
Baylor,
prepared
Oklahoma
for
State.
Okay.
And the line is...
6.5.
6.5.
It's 6.5?
Something like that.
It is 6.5.
I'll tell you exactly what... This may take a second, boys. I'm not going to lie.
Really? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing too. This is really throwing a wrench in Sick 'em Pick 'em.
Oh,
The fact that we're unprepared.
So, do we have Baylor straight up?
Unprepared for Sick 'em.
Do we have Baylor straight up? Yes or no?
I have Baylor
yeah,
straight
Baylor
up, but I have
straight up.
Oklahoma State.
There's
Spread.
ESPN has it. ESPN has it. They do that.
Okay.
Oh, but only for they only do it the day of. That's kind of stupid.
I'm pulling it up on Yahoo. Yahoo is my source.
Seriously?
For
Yahoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the lines right now, aren't I?
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
Who's the wiser now?
Gosh, these are all terrible. How do people bet sports? If anybody's out there and legally bets sports, Please let me know how you do it conveniently, because this is an atrocity.
Okay, the Baylor line is...
The good old Baylor line?
The good old Baylor line.
Is 6.5, right?
Oh, shoot. We have a guest at 12:05. All right, we'll play the same big show. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell. Armstrong, Sims, Zach Sweeney's in here. I completely forgot. We got Constantine Fronson's coming on.
Let's go.
How about it, guys? And Andrew Robinson. Again, we're on. Quick break. Armstrong, and then we're back with Constantine Fronson. This is Up Tempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With your Ram truck from Allen Samuels, you may not have to plow through snow and mud or pull heavy loads, but you could. During the Big Finish year-end event, you get a Ram deal like no other. Employee pricing for all, 0% for 84, and no payments for 90 days. Ram 1500 Lone Star for Christmas. No other truck comes close. And ask about Big Finish pricing on Ram Heavy Duty and Ram ProMaster for your business. Happy holidays from Allen Samuels.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs. Even offering financing if that's needed, everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrapped fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 2 bacon wrapped fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back into Up Tempo. I am Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims. Zach Sweeney is in here today, so is Andrew Robertson. How about it? J.D. Pickell is off to the dog park to walk his dog. He's got to do that every day at noon. But now we're joined by a great replacement, Konstantin Franzen, all the way from Germany. He's not there today. He's in Michigan today, but he tells me the weather's about the same. Konstantin, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. So let's start here. Like, you're on the show today in the middle of what is the biggest weekend in tennis so far. You guys have number 4 Michigan coming up on the docket, the number 20 team in the country. You've got a full slate this weekend.
Yes. So we're excited. We're looking forward to it.
So, and tell me, Konstantin, when you look at this slate and the teams you're playing this weekend, like, this is the first meet of the competition that you guys are going to get against, top 25 national championship contending opponents. What do you see in these squads you're facing off with this weekend?
Yes, I mean, it definitely will be a tie one. I mean, Michigan is a really good team. They have some really great players, especially on top of the lineup. But also they're pretty deep, I think. And, I mean, we have to bring it all out there on every 6 courts and in doubles. So that will be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow.
Yeah, and looking back at your earlier meets that you've already competed in, you guys are undefeated so far. You beat SMU twice, a couple more wins before that. How awesome has it been to get back out on the court and be playing?
I mean, it's great. Like, it's so nice. I can't really believe it that we all got an extra year, like all of the seniors who are on the team, because just how the season ended last year, and everybody is just glad that we can compete again and have one last dance, basically.
Wow. So the first time you stepped back out on the court this season to play, what did that feel like?
For me, it felt I was really nervous before my first match, because I knew that's probably going to be my first time being on the courts at home. And also I haven't played at home because I had a shoulder injury and didn't play any matches back at home. I took the fall off. So that was my first match since March. So it really meant a lot to me to win that match. It was also a really tight one, and I had to fight to win that match. I was already down in the third set, and just for the entire team, it was amazing to see everybody to compete on that day, and everybody got a chance to play. So it was awesome.
Tell me, too, what did it feel like last spring when kind of the bottom falls out, COVID really puts a stop on everything, and the thought, I'm sure, came to your head that you may have played in a Baylor uniform for the last time. What were those thoughts that were really occupying your mind then?
I mean, it was really tough because we didn't have a great start into the season, had a couple early losses against Arkansas. They played great, and then we finally, I think, got back on track right before COVID happened, and then the season got cut. And then I was like, oh man, I don't know if that would be my last match or my last practice in a Baylor uniform. So, and then basically on my birthday, I got a call from Coach Boland, and he told me that I had a flight tomorrow. So I didn't even know if I would come back to Baylor again. So I was shocked and had no clue if I would be competing again for the Baylor Bears.
Wow. And then on the back end of that, when you get the call that says, hey, it's added eligibility, you can come back, you can play, what was your immediate reaction?
I was so pumped. Like, I just couldn't wait to get back and be with the guys again and just, practice every day and just like grind, just like to compete again and be out there with the guys. It's the best feeling.
Yeah. Speaking of being with the guys, you go back to Germany, and obviously that's a couple of oceans away from Baylor, Waco, and your tennis family. What was that moment like when you got back together with your team for the first time post-COVID?
First time I was just really, I didn't know, like, I really felt like I missed it, like how it's been a long time since I was on campus actually, and then just felt so great, but also different because I wasn't here in the fall and everything changed a little bit. Like, got a new head coach. I mean, I know Coach Michael since he arrived on campus, but still, like, with all the COVID changes and all that stuff, there was some new things, and also like a couple new guys are on the team now. So a lot have changed.
Wow. And you talked about Coach Woodson, Michael Woodson, at the helm of that program. We at Uptempo are big Michael Woodson fans. How cool has it been to see him step into the head coach role and really take that on full stride?
I mean, it's amazing. I couldn't be more proud of him. I mean, he worked so hard over the last years, and he's been such a role model for me. And he was always like a second father for me, basically, because I remember when I got here on campus, I wasn't really fluent in English, and I really had a hard time at the beginning, just with classes and managing everything, like with practice, class, homework, and all that stuff. And he really helped me off the court, but also on the court, because I was not the easiest guy at the beginning on the court, because I always got a little frustrated, and he was always there, pumped me up, and got the best out of me.
Yeah. On top of that, not only Coach Woodson being on the team, somebody you're connected with, but how about all in the family? Your brother, Christopher. What has that been like for you, and is there any sibling rivalry between you and him?
Obviously, there's some rivalry, like, since we were, like, little, I would say. But it's actually, I would say, my older brother. I have an older brother as well. He's still playing tennis, not as much anymore. He is 2 years older than me. I think his rivalry with, like, our rivalry was bigger than the rivalry with my little brother. But I think, I mean, he's on a really good level, and I think I really have to be my best on that day to beat him, because he has some really strong weapons, and he's great.
For both of you guys kind of coming over to Baylor from Germany, I mean, you were the number 6 player in the entire country growing up. To find Baylor, how did that even happen? How did you get to Waco?
So there's actually an interesting story, because my older brother tried to go to college as well. And basically when I was 16, he showed me like a YouTube video where Baylor was playing against, I think it was Virginia, when they played at Baylor, the semifinals of the NCAA. And I was like, what's going on there? Like, what is that? And he's like, yeah, that's college tennis. And I was like, man, that looks so cool there. And then I was like, I want to go there when, like, I finish my high school degree. And he said, yeah, you got to be good for that. Like, that's one of the top schools. And I was like, I'm going to prove that to you, that I'm going to be there when I'm 18 years old. And basically when I was 18, I played 2 pro tournaments. I played one really great, won it in the dubs and qualified for singles, and won one round in singles. And then my former coach, Matt Knoll, came to the German championships, and he watched me play there. And then that's how basically everything started. Like, I took a recruiting trip, and basically since I stepped on campus, I knew that's the place where I want to be at for my 4 years of college, or 5 years now.
So I guess coming from Germany, you obviously didn't drive to Waco. That probably wouldn't have gone very well for you. But coming here for the first time, too, and flying back and forth from a different continent even, when you first got here, you talked about the adjustment and adjusting to life here. Was being in Texas How different was that?
I mean, it was a huge difference for me because just of the temperature, it was already a big difference. I remember the first day I got here, it was so humid and warm. It was so hard for me to go on the practice court and practice for 2 hours because it was just so hot and I was sweating so much. And then also with the second language, English, I had really tough time at the beginning, just to keep track with class, homework, and just I didn't have a lot of friends. I had one guy who came in with me to Baylor, who's from Germany. It was Björn Peterson, and I think we kind of managed our way to meet new people, made new friends, and also with the teammates I had in my freshman year. I still have a really great relationship with all those guys who were on that team, and they helped me a lot.
Wow. So let me ask you this too, with the language barrier, not just for you, but for those around you. How many times you heard somebody say the word Frantzen instead of Frantzen?
A lot of times, and a couple times. And also with my first name. So my first name is Konstantin, but my nickname is Connie. And a lot of people would they don't know how to pronounce it because no one really has the name Connie with the nickname.
So
that was also
you heard Konstantin, I'm sure.
Yes, a couple of times. And also with the spelling, my spelling at the end is I-N and not I-N-E.
Wow. So that right there, automatic language barrier for those around you too. I mean, the adjustment coming to Texas. But I'll tell you, your success at Baylor, 15-7 in singles last year, 24-5 in doubles. I mean, you've had an illustrious career as a Bear already. What is your outlook, though, for this season? Is this going to be the year where you guys make a huge splash?
I mean, obviously we have big goals, and I think from just when I look at the team right now, I think, the depth is just amazing what we have. We have 14 players, and I think everybody could make the lineup. It's so hard, for the coaches to put out a lineup because it's just basically depends on, how each guy is playing on that day. So, obviously the Big 12s are a huge goal. It's always been that at Baylor. And obviously we want to win the national championship. That's a big goal and a big dream of mine since, I heard the word college, basically, college tennis.
Wow. Connie, it wasn't impossible for you guys to be ranked number 1 in the Big 12 in the preseason poll. But in the end, the voters voted you guys second. Was that something that you guys rallied around, put on your back, and decided, hey, we're going to use that as fuel to this fire?
You mean last year or this year?
This season, preseason ranked second in the Big 12.
We talked about our preseason ranking. Right now we're ranked, I think, 15.
Yes, in the country, yes.
Yes. So personally, obviously, we're not happy with 15. I don't think that's the spot where we want to be at. At the end, we want to be on the top. And right now we're just trusting our games. Each guy who's on the court leaves it out there, and otherwise we're not really looking at the rankings or any stuff like that. We're just going to compete out there and trying to, win every match on each court.
Konstantin, Coach Woodson told us, he said, this team, we'll win a national championship. He said, we've talked about it and that we'll do it. He said, but outside of that, it's not goal number 1. First it is being able to build a program and really turn out young men that go out and really contribute to the world. But when he told us that, just nonchalantly, we'll win a national championship. Is that kind of the mantra right now, that this team knows they have a legitimate shot to win it all this year?
Yes, I think everybody on the team knows we have a shot to win it. I think that's the first time. Maybe last year we had a shot as well, and maybe the year before as well, in my junior year. But I think this year is just I mean, we have the depth, and I think everybody knows what we can achieve this year. It just depends how we do.
Wow. Konstantin Franzen, thanks so much for joining us today on Uptempo. We're going to end it here with our Bear games like we do every guest and caller. They're questions that have really nothing to do with anything. But today's is when they make the movie, and the movie is titled Konstantin Franzen, who is going to play you in your autobiographical movie?
It's a good question.
Wide array of actors. You could even say Michael Woodson. Michael Woodson can be the actor that plays you in the movie.
I think if one guy could do it, it would probably be, I would say Michael Woodson, actually.
Wow. Has he ever acted before?
I mean, just like around the team, but I don't think he acted professionally.
Wow. Fuel to the fire. We can use that against him. Michael Woodson is playing Konstantin Franzen. I would love to see that. That would be quite interesting, to say the least. Michael Woodson playing your life. I wonder, you think he could nail the accent down? How long would it take him to get the hang of it?
That's probably doesn't take that long. I think it's just going to be difficult for him to grow a couple of inches.
Oh, there it is. This guy right here, Konstantin Franzen, just went from starting to an unexpected injury and being benched for the rest of the season. Wow. Working himself into a hole. Konstantin, thanks so much for joining us today, man.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Best of luck on the rest of this season and this weekend against the number 4 team in the country, as well as the number 20 team in the country. A full slate for the Baylor men's tennis squad tomorrow kicking off. Look at the composite this weekend. Baylor Sports Composite, and there are games across the board. It's another big weekend for the Bears. That is, again, track at the Aggie Invitational, men's basketball, Oklahoma State, women's basketball against Oklahoma in the Farrell Center, and then again, those men's tennis. I'm sorry. Wow, I completely missed it. Men's tennis is number 4, Michigan. Number 20, Arizona State. That's women's tennis. I just flipped them. Women's tennis plays tomorrow, Arizona State. That's at 10 a.m. Men's tennis, number 4, Michigan, tomorrow, 9 a.m. He was probably so confused. I had a new team to schedule up in Michigan. Konstantin Franzen joining us, though, from the number 15 team in the country, preseason number 2 in the Big 12 behind TCU. But, I mean, they've won 13 Big 12 championships in the last, less than 2 decades. It's one of the best programs in the country. And Michael Woodson continues to lead that team higher and higher. Number 15 in the rankings and still climbing, a team that has legitimate national championship hopes. Coach Woodson told us that. Konstantin Franzen reiterated it. And that squad will be fun to watch along with the rest of the spring sports here at Baylor. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. Zach Sweeney and Andrew Robertson are in with us today. We're going to hit Armstrong's Minute, a break. When we come back, we're breaking down the SicEm Pick'em. Going to talk about the Baylor men's and women's basketball games this weekend. And then around 12:40, 12:45, Bruce Gietzen, the voice of the Lady Bears, will join the show, and he's going to break down the matchup against Oklahoma tomorrow night in the Farrell Center. Later on, we'll hear from Scott Drew and Adam Flagler, and then we'll do our top 5 of the week on Uptempo. Again, I'm Drake Toll. We'll be right back from this break. This is Uptempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50. And number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With more than 160,000 alumni worldwide and counting, the Baylor family is growing. And through the university's expanded Baylor alumni program, the family is growing closer. With hundreds of local volunteers planning events in cities and towns around the country, you can gather with fellow Bears no matter where you are. So, get connected, get something started, get involved, and make plans to get together with Baylor alumni. Visit us at baylor.edu/alumni.
Don Humidor, you're home with a 48-foot walk-in humidor with the elite cigar brands from around the world, including the #1 cigar of the year, Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua. Plus, they have the great brands like Macanudo and Artur Fuente, Rocky Patel, Aston, and so much more. CBD, great for sore muscles, aches and pains, sleep, Vita Dreams, and anxiety, mild depression, general health and wellness. Their staff very knowledgeable on the subject. If anyone is curious about CBD, ask Carol and Ashley. Don Humidor in the Townwood Shopping Center off Valley Mills in Waco.
What you do in privacy is your own business. What you do in public with your truck, well, that's our business at Pickup Outfitters. In your garage, it's okay for your truck to parade around in the nude with no accessories. Hey, this is still America. But when you bring your truck out in public, it's just common decency to put an outfit on your truck. And that's where we come in at Pickup Outfitters. Put a cover on that bed. Cover your rear end with a bumper and a hitch, for goodness sakes. There are women and children on the roads. And guys, don't leave your tools exposed. Put them in a toolbox. Be proud of your truck and stand tall with a lift kit. Or improve your truck's posture with a leveling kit. Add some class to your pickup with new wheels and tires. Or dress up for a date with your new RV or boat with a fifth wheel or a receiver hitch. At Pickup Outfitters, we're dedicating to making the roads decent for all Central Texans. So when taking your truck out in public, remember your manners and accessorize it properly with an outfit from Pickup Outfitters. 220 Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Hey, this is Bryce Petty, former starting quarterback and two-time Big 12 champion, and I know firsthand the importance of being in top shape both on and off the field. So listen up, men. If you're feeling beat down day in and day out and looking for that high-performance edge that separates the men from the boys, then look no further than the Petty Clinic Low T in Waco. Petty Clinic is a comprehensive men's healthcare clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Board-certified Dr. Kent Petty has a special interest in offering the highest quality medical care to men of all ages. Some of the services offered include screening and treatment for low testosterone or thyroid, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, while offering comprehensive wellness exams and complete men's health lab panels. High performance men, remember, it's not just a Petty thing. This is Bryce Petty, encouraging you to reach out and Google search Petty Clinic Low T or go to pettycliniclowt.com and get your complimentary lab screening today.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Bringing it back into the Petty Clinic Low T, Bears Den, Drake Toll, Armstrong, Sims, Zach Sweeney, Andrew Robertson is in here, Sick'em Pick'em today. How about Oklahoma State and Baylor? That one is coming up this weekend. Checking out the game notes here for the matchup in Stillwater. Baylor, the number 2 team in the country. Oklahoma State 9-3 though. 9-3, 3-3 in the Big 12. They're a scary team. While they've lost to TCU earlier this year, they also have a win against Kansas at home where they looked good. Cade Cunningham is undeniably one of the best players in the country. He's a top 3 draft pick. Cade Cunningham is a top 3 draft pick right now. And who's going to guard him? I think that's still up in the air. You've got Davion Mitchell that can do it, but Mitchell is undersized in compared to Cunningham, who is 6'8". Mark Vital could do it. He is a good on-ball defender in the perimeter that Armstrong would like to see guard Cade Cunningham tomorrow. Someone brought up an interesting storyline to me that I didn't really consider, and that was without Vital or Mitchell on the floor, because we talked about, J.D. talked about how they could take turns guarding Cade Cunningham. My question becomes, when Matthew Meyer is on the floor, this is a point brought up, Matthew Meyer at 6'8", because Meyer does a decent job of on-ball guarding when he needs to. Like, if he'll have 4 or 5 possessions there in a row where it's like, Matthew Meyer, are you playing defense? And it's good. What are the odds that Matthew Meyer guards Cade Cunningham a little bit? It is going to be no matter who does it, it's going to be, you got your work cut out for you. Cade Cunningham is a top 3 draft pick. And what's so crazy about him is he's not a potential draft pick. He's a proven draft pick. He's a guy that went to college, put up the numbers, and is going to go maybe number 1 overall next season. He was number 1. I think he was number 1 in the class coming into this season. He's got 17.8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists. Cade Cunningham shooting effectively 40% from 3. He can knock it down from deep. And he's what has been the catalyst for Oklahoma State this year. Look at the game against Kansas State they won. He only scored 5 points. They won 70-54. In other games, he scored 25 in a loss to West Virginia by 3, put up 25 in a loss at Texas by 3. I mean, they've been in every game they've played. Overtime win against Texas Tech. 3-point losses to Texas and West Virginia. A win against Kansas by 5. They crushed Kansas State. That has been their last 5 games in Big 12 play. On the other side of things, the question that I don't think I've posed enough this week is who guards basically all of Baylor's guards. Jared Butler right now, averaging 16.7 points per game. While he's not the favorite for the Naismith Award, he is close with Luka Garza, who had a really good game last night. Is it Luka? It's Luka.
It's Luka.
Why did I did question myself. I don't know Luke or Luka. Luka Garza last night had a really good game for Iowa, but they lost against Indiana by 12 at home. Jared Butler, 16.7 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. He is putting up insane numbers, and he only plays 28.6 minutes per game. I didn't know that. That may be the craziest stat of them all, is that he's got that line in less than 30 minutes per game. Maceo Teague averaging 15.3. Davion Mitchell's putting up 12 a game. Adam Flagler off the bench is scoring 10 a game. Chamwa Chachwa has been unbelievable. He's got 8.5 points per game, 7 rebounds off the bench as well. Meyer, 8.2 points. And then you get into your Mark Vidal, LJ Cryer, Flo Thamba. The depth of the Baylor team is unbelievable, and I think that's what's going to give them the edge, again, against Oklahoma State. They're the only team in the country that has won every game this season by 8 or more points. Baylor has not won a game by less than 8 points. So if a spread is 8 or more, I guess that's, or 8 or less, go ahead and take it. If it's 9.5, though, as we learned this week, if the spread is 9.5,
yep,
don't take it.
Don't take it.
Don't take it. Baylor's one of 5 Power 5 schools to win 18-plus games since 2008. Blue blood or new blood? Come on. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we have.
What do you say? Blue blood? I think you said
second tier.
You tier your blue bloods?
Oh, there's absolutely tiered blue bloods.
Tiers to the blue bloods?
I've written like a very lengthy article about blue bloods.
How there's like blue bloods and then turquoise bloods?
Yeah, there's first tier blue bloods and second tier blue bloods. And Baylor's potentially a second tier, although I don't even think I would put them there quite yet because, we haven't even been to a Final Four since 50.
Yeah, that's a good question, too. If you don't win a national title, but you go to 2 straight Final Fours, can Baylor be then considered a blue blood?
Second tier. To be a first tier blue blood, you have to win 3 championships and be good for 20+ years.
3?
At least minimum.
I actually agree. I think you need to win a championship if you're going to get into that first tier, like a Duke,
minimum.
Kansas,
but
North
3?
Okay, think about it. The first tier blue bloods are Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, Kentucky.
Villanova, maybe.
Villanova's on the edge. You have UCLA because they've won 10, but they've been bad, so they're debatable. And Indiana, which is also debatable. But Villanova, and then second tier, I put Villanova in the second tier only because they don't have that history as strong as the other teams.
Yeah.
But then you also have in the second tier, you have your Syracuses. You have your, I'm blanking. I guess Michigan State.
We're starting to get into the second tier for sure.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't say Texas.
I wouldn't say Texas.
No.
That far removed from the Rick Barnes days of UT basketball. And even then, they didn't win a title. OSU and Baylor tomorrow. Some of the quick hits: Baylor 13-0, 6-0 in conference play. Oklahoma State 9-3, 3-3 in conference play. 1 p.m. tip-off tomorrow at Gallagher Iba Arena. How about this? This was kind of surprising to me. OSU leads the all-time series 55-31. In games won compared to games lost against Baylor. But it makes sense. Eddie Sutton at Oklahoma State, dominant run, Southwest Conference foes. The last win, number 1 Baylor, the last game, number 1 Baylor beat Oklahoma State by 8 in Waco. Remember that? when Boynton got thrown out last year and then shook Scott Drew's hand. Good stuff. Those two guys square off again tomorrow. The game at Oklahoma State last year, Baylor was down by, 16 at one point and had to come back out of a hole thanks to Devontae Bandu to win it. Oklahoma State's good. Oklahoma State is going to lead this game at points. I believe. I don't think Baylor is going to play like they did against Illinois. I still think Baylor against Illinois is the best we've seen Baylor this season. In a lot of the other games, they've been streaky. They can afford to do that, like Bill Self talked about earlier this week. But you've got an Oklahoma State team that is streaky as well. If you get two streaky teams, well, who's going on a better streak? And I don't know. I think Oklahoma State tomorrow is going to lead by 10 or more at some point in the game. I think Baylor ends up winning, but I think this is the first time that Baylor is challenged to the point where they do not win a game by 8 points. I've got Baylor by 3 or 4. I'm going to go 4. I'm going to give Baylor a 2-possession victory in Stillwater tomorrow. Final score in my book, road game, Baylor shoots decently, 74-70. 74-70, Baylor on top of Oklahoma State tomorrow. Armstrong, what's your call?
I've got Baylor on top by 5.
Okay. 75-70?
Yes.
Or 74-69.
I was thinking a lower scoring game, actually.
Okay.
So I would say like 69-64.
Lower score. Oklahoma State's last 5 scoring games: 75, 70, 84, 82, and 74.
Yeah, are any of those against the number 1 defense in the nation?
Best defense in the country.
Fine. Give me Oklahoma State 40-49, Baylor 76. Thanks, Armstrong.
I like it.
All right, the SicEm Pick'em today. We're breaking down games in college basketball. Today's ranked game.
We got Bruce on in 2 minutes.
Let me send him a text. While we pick these, let me send him a text. Let me make sure that he's ready to rock and roll. He said like maybe 45. But Bruce Keatson's joining us today. We talked about Chrislyn Carr was going to come on the show today. Well, she can't make it on. She's got some practice, which we had her yesterday. Got to break down and talk to her on the afternoon show about her transferring to Baylor. And so today we've got Bruce Keatson, and he's going to join us, the voice of the Lady Bears, coming on here in about 5 minutes or so to break down the Oklahoma game tomorrow. Let's talk about that one for a second. Baylor, Oklahoma, the Baylor Lady Bears. Back on track with a 19-point victory against Oklahoma State a couple of days ago. Armstrong, were you able to watch that one?
The Oklahoma State game? Yes, I did actually watch the last quarter.
Okay, I will. Nice. I honestly quite impressed with how they recovered from the Iowa State game. They didn't shut down. I thought there's still a lot it seemed like they're trying to figure out about their squad this season. Looking at the game notes for tomorrow night's ball game, you've got Oklahoma, who comes in at 4-6 overall. They're 1-4 right now in Big 12 play. So one of the teams in the bottom half of the conference. I don't think Baylor's going to have any issue at home. I think this is a good game to get your bearings about you and get back on track to win later, deeper games in conference play. Baylor right now, obviously trying to still figure some things out. We had Jade Owens on yesterday. She talked about how this team has a lot of room to grow before they can really start clicking. And tomorrow you're playing an Oklahoma team who they have room to grow, but what's their ceiling? What's their outlook? Come on, I mean, you're playing a team that you should beat. You should beat pretty handily, and I think it'll be a good game for the Lady Bears to get back on track. If you can go, that game's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Farrell Center. Same as the men's game. Pack it out with 2,500 people that come to yell. Give Baylor that sense of just, hey, the fans support you and they love you, pandemic or not. Jordan Oliver right now starting for the Bears. Projected starting 5 tomorrow. Jordan Oliver, Moon Erson, Dee Richards, Nalissa Smith, and Queen Egbo. How about this? Nalissa Smith, who is a preseason Naismith Award finalist, on the preseason Naismith Award list, 17 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, 1 steal per game. Nalissa Smith, unbelievable year.
Yep, I was impressed by her.
Player to stop tomorrow, 2 of them. 3 of them, really, if you think about it. Their starters are going to play most of the ball game for Oklahoma. Your projected starters, Gabby Gregory, 16.2 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2 assists. Maddie Williams, 21.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Taylor Robertson. I feel like Taylor Robertson's been at Oklahoma for like 7 years. I feel like I've watched her so long play at Oklahoma. She's only a junior. 16 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 1 assist per game. That's the Lady Bears in Oklahoma tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Farrell Center. Couldn't have Kristlyn Carr on today, so that's why we got, the second best thing, if not even cooler. Bruce Gietzen, the voice of the Lady Bears, is going to join us here momentarily. I am Drake Toll, full studio audience today, full of Zach Sweeney, Andrew Robertson, and then our producer, Armstrong Sims. We're going to go Armstrong's Minute, a quick break, and be right back with Bruce Gietzen, the voice of the Baylor Lady Bears. This
is Up Tempo. It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With so many companies and policies out there, it gets so confusing shopping for insurance, and I never know if I'm getting the policy that's right for me. Luckily, I met the team at the Niche Group Insurance Agency. With the Niche Group, you can go to one company and get access to coverage options from many insurance carriers, and you get to speak to a real person about your specific coverage needs. With the Niche Group, I know I'm getting the right coverage at the right price. If you need insurance, talk to the experts at the Niche Group at 1-800-258-8302.
It takes time to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money, and you deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And Tom Albers, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. If your financial investments aren't putting forth the effort you desire, stop by today for a financial review. Tom Albers, 4301 Lakeshore Drive, 254-776-7605. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Born in Waco, Brotherwell Brewing exists to serve the Central Texas community with locally crafted beer of the highest quality. They want to bring Central Texas closer to the brewing experience so everyone can enjoy well-made beer as much as they do. For 2.5 years, they've been bringing high-quality beer to Central Texas at their location on Bridge Street in East Waco. And this football season, you need to stop by on game day for curbside pickup or stop by their tent next to SicEm365 at Brazos Parking for your pregame refreshment. Brotherwell Brewing believes in community and bringing people together to enjoy products made in their community. So for your game day, whether it's a tailgate or at home, stop by Brotherwell Brewing for high-quality craft beer made right here in Central Texas, 400 East Bridge Street, and check them out online at brotherwell.com.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs, too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Car has the trucks, man. They have the one for you. Crew Depth, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man, he has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll, joined by, man, now it's a really full studio. Jack McKenzie is in here, Andrew Robertson. We got Zach Sweeney, and how about a little Armstrong Sims action? Full-time, SicEm365 in studio today. So Bruce Geetson is about to hop on our Zoom call with us and join us to break down tomorrow's game between Baylor and Oklahoma on the women's basketball side. But until then, we have the SicEm Pick'em. Here's the deal, man. I have said in like the last 4 segments, we're going to do the SicEm Pick'em. We have started the SicEm Pick'em at least once, maybe twice, and still not finished it. Okay. The graphic is now up. Why is there not? Shouldn't there be an apostrophe in Pick'em?
I don't know. Should there?
If there's one in SicEm.
I don't know. Is there an apostrophe in Pick'em?
I feel like maybe.
Pick'em.
Yeah. Because it's replacing the them.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah. Okay, how about Baylor and Oklahoma State taking it straight up Armstrong? What do you got in the BU-OSU game?
Like I said before, Baylor, but I got the... We're picking straight up here, right?
Yeah.
Baylor by 5.
BU by 5. We got Andrew Robinson's in. He's got a microphone over there. Andrew, what do you got there? What's your prediction?
It's going to be a close one. It could be back and forth, but I think Baylor is going to come out on top.
Got Baylor on top in that one. What's your final score prediction?
I think it's going to be low scoring. I think Baylor's the best defense in the country. I think it's going to be 68-61 Baylor.
I like that. Wow. And it covers. Hear that, sports bettors? That's 1 out of 3 picking to cover. Cincinnati, 3-4, post Mick Cronin. Against number 8 Houston, 12-1 overall, 7-1 in the American Conference under Kevin Sampson? No. I think their coach's name is something like that. All right.
I don't know.
Cincinnati or Houston? It's pretty easy.
I'll take Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to go Houston on that one. Anybody disagree?
Houston for sure.
All in favor say aye. All right. Number 9, Kansas at Oklahoma. Oklahoma streaky. Get this. Kansas, 4-3 in Big 12 play. Oklahoma, 4-3 in Big 12 play. Kelvin Sampson. I like that. I like Kelvin. All right, Kansas or Oklahoma? Kansas is at Oklahoma, mind you. Oh, man. Kansas is coming off a loss? Give me KU. Give me KU by 10. Armstrong, give me KU by 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll take Kansas as well.
Andrew?
I think Kansas's reign is over. I'm going to take Oklahoma.
Wow, we got an upset. We got an upset in the studio today.
I like it.
23 UConn. They just lost a game to unranked Seton Hall, I'm pretty sure is who it was. UConn at number 11 Creighton. I'm pretty sure Creighton also just lost a game to an unranked team. So one of them's got to put up or shut up. Since it's at Creighton in the CHI Health Center in Omaha, Nebraska, give me Creighton.
I believe Creighton just lost to unranked Butler, who is bad. Butler is bad, but I think they bounce back here. I think Creighton wins.
They lost to unranked Butler, and then they lost to, on Wednesday, unranked Providence.
Oh
wow.
How about UConn?
Yeah.
Who did UConn lose to? Was that Seton Hall? Are you checking that?
I can check it right
As
now.
you're checking that, you know what they say. There is no home field advantage quite like the CHI Health Center Omaha Omaha, Nebraska.
They do say these things.
Especially in a COVID.
They lost to
COVID.
They lost to St. John's.
St. John's. Oh, you know who coaches St. John's? Mike Anderson. That's a good trivia question for today in the 2-minute drill.
I think I got Connecticut.
Okay, UConn going on the road to beat Creighton. Creighton, their reign of dominance is over in the, the American? The Big East. The Big East. Come on, guy. Number 16, Virginia Tech at Syracuse. You know Jim Boeheim has been, Bruce is in the waiting room. Jim Boeheim has been retiring at Syracuse like the past 6 seasons. We'll pick this one and then we'll go right to Bruce Geeson. Virginia Tech, number 16 at Syracuse. Who are we going?
I like Virginia Tech.
Beautiful.
I also like Virginia Tech.
All right, bringing it in to the Petty Clinic Low T studio. Wow. Bruce Geetson, the voice of Lady Bears, thanks so much for joining us. Spur of the moment today, putting it together. Bruce, you spent like what? At least a year or two in the news industry, so you know what it's like to be throwing things together kind of last second.
That's what it's all about, man. Just breaking news, being ready at the drop of a hat, and that's what gets your adrenaline going. Nothing like live broadcast, right, Drake?
A Bruce Geetson once told me that same thing. I wonder if it's the same one that we're talking about.
There aren't very many of us, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my goodness. Bruce, well, thanks for coming on with us. We were breaking down just a second ago the matchup that's going to take place tomorrow between Baylor and Oklahoma. And really what jumps off the page to me in this game is Oklahoma has 3 starters that are averaging 15 points or more. I mean, they've got really 3 players that when you shut them down, do you shut down their entire team?
Well, obviously, if you're going to shut the 3 top scorers down, you're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time scoring any points. The key one you got to look at there, I think, is Taylor Robertson. She may be the best shooter in the conference. And we've seen some pretty good offensive threats so far this year. And of course, Ashley Jones at Iowa State, that was good. Kyrie Gondrzak at West Virginia, and Lady Bears did a pretty good job on her. And the thing that makes Baylor tough a lot of times, it's not just D.D. Richards who plays good defense, although D.D. plays really good defense. Moon Urson can play good defense. The Lady Bears are so athletic. And then when Caitlin Pickell gets back, she plays pretty good defense. Dejanay Carrington leads the team in steals when she gets back. And so it's a team-wide culture that Kim Mulkey's built her reputation on. You come here and you hear Dejanay said it and Jay Nolan said it. You come here, you're going to have to play defense or you're not going to get to play.
Is that the key tomorrow with an Oklahoma team that they've got 3 really solid scorers? Is the emphasis number one, especially being in a situation right now where the Lady Bears are really trying to gain traction? Is emphasis 1 playing good defense?
Always. Doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're playing, a team early in the season, we blew some teams out. Kim Mulkey still wants to see the effort in the defense, and she wants to see the rebounding. And went through a little tough stretch there because of COVID issues and the holidays and being off. And Kim had almost 3 weeks without being with her team. And so after that Iowa State loss, they had a couple of pretty tough practices. And she kind of reminded them what the expectations were and what they needed to do. And I think you saw the results of that in the game against Oklahoma State.
You got an Oklahoma team with Sherry Cole, who has been there for now 25 years. I mean, she really is the OU women's basketball program, 500 career wins, and she's had some really good teams. This doesn't seem like one of them, though. While they have names that are familiar, they haven't been able to string it together when it comes to the win-loss record. Is this an OU team that is still scary, or is it a down year where they can be overlooked?
Let's ask Iowa State that the other night. Oklahoma should have won that game against Iowa State. Lost it by 1 point, but they had the lead in the fourth quarter. Didn't play very well in the fourth quarter. Taylor Robertson had a pretty great game. I think she had 8 threes and OU, that's the difference sometimes between a really good team having a good year and a team that's got some talent but hasn't been able to put it together, getting over the hump and closing a team out or hanging on to that win. We've seen what Iowa State can do. Oklahoma's always has good athletes, and so you have to play them well, but they've had some. I think we had a game a couple of years ago where they jumped out to like a 23-5 lead in the first quarter. I mean, Coach Mulkey called timeout, brought the girls together and said, let's just keep playing our game. We'll get back in this. And that's exactly what happened. And so they're capable of playing really good. They just haven't been able to shut people, to close them out.
And talking about the Oklahoma State game for Baylor, trying to get their footing after the loss to Iowa State, does it feel like now, after a 19-point victory on the road, this team is finding themselves again after that COVID hiatus?
Well, it helps. I mean, it's hard to go 2 weeks without practice, and you start to lose a little bit of that game conditioning. It's not the same as go out and run 10 sprints. Yeah. Stop and start, and a lot of that. And you played some ball, you know that. And so
I played a lot of ball. Come on now, Bruce.
Yeah, and it helps to be able to get that conditioning, get that flow, get the rhythm. You're still shorthanded a little bit, and so I think it's too early to say, hey, they've got it back all the way. But I think it was certainly a big step in the right direction.
You had kind of mentioned Maddie Williams and what this Oklahoma team does. You said Robertson's the player to watch for, maybe the best shooter in the Big 12. But Maddie Williams put up 45 against a good West Virginia team on January 3rd. When it comes to her and her scoring, if she has a game like that, does it A, mean that Baylor's in trouble, or B, mean that Baylor's not only in trouble, but they're probably going to lose?
Well, a lot of times one player is not going to beat you. And sometimes you say we're going to let somebody get their points, but you do a good job on everybody else. And Maddie Williams obviously capable of having a big game. And it's like I keep thinking back of what Calvin Murphy told me when I was doing Rockets broadcasting. Calvin said, I said, he was a shooter, great free throw shooter. And I said, Calvin, what do you do if you're not hot? If you go out there and you're not hitting shots? He said, shooter's credo, keep shooting till you get hot, and give them up. And sometimes you have those hot streaks and somebody gets their points, but it's taking the points from elsewhere. But that's why there's 5 players on the floor, Drake.
Well, that's what Mulkey, it seemed like, said about Mack and Asbury in the Oklahoma State game. Basically, hey, if one of them goes off and has 9 field goals, which happened, in the end, as long as those 2 players are the only ones scoring, which, again, that's what happened, you can still win the game.
Well, Mack worked really hard for Oklahoma State, but the Lady Bears did a really good job on her positioning on rebounds. The thing that stuck out with me in that game was the effort all the way around for the Lady Bears and the defense they played, the rebounding. They won that battle. Oklahoma State acquitted themselves pretty good on the boards and points in the paint and all that, but the Lady Bears just had too much firepower for them. Yeah. So. And you'll have teams in the conference. I mean, it's tough to win on the road against anybody in the conference a lot of times. Some teams are having a good year. Some teams are down a little bit, but that doesn't mean they can't come back the next week and cause you some problems.
Bruce, with a Baylor team that is spearheaded by Nalissa Smith and, Moon Urson really coming into her own right now, you look at what they're trying to put together, and obviously the goal is to win a national championship, go to the Final Four, be as successful as possible this year. Does it feel like they're one player away, like they're a Dejanay Carrington away from being a national championship team, as in someone else getting hot and becoming a really consistent player for this squad?
Well, when Dejanay and Caitlin come back, obviously both of those players do a good job. I wish we'd have had them against Iowa State. But I think you've got the talent there to get to the Final Four. As if they keep molding together, the chemistry seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's hot. I mean, they're still young, younger than they've been in the past. They don't have Juicy Landrum, they don't have Lauren Cox, they don't have Tay Cooper. So some of those the people who are back are in new roles as well too. And so I think they've got the talent to get to the Final Four. Are they one of the top 10 teams in the country? Yeah. Are they one of the top 4 teams in the country if they continue to progress? I think so. They've got it. And I know Michelle Vopel from Sports Illustrated said the other day, and I asked her, who do you think's the best team in the country? And she said, probably Stanford right now. And that was before Stanford lost. And but she said, you know what? I never count out a Kim Mulkey coach team. Yeah. And so and that's true. I mean, only 2 teams have won more national championships, and she's done it without Brittany Griner. Yeah. And without the dominant team, and dominant lineup. And we've had good lineups the past couple of years. And this one, she's still got a lot of talent.
Well, Bruce, it seems like some of the pieces are coming together now that the team could get back, go to practice, and really get back into a groove. Seeing in that Oklahoma State game with a 19-point win. I know you got to get off here for the Coach Mulkey press conference, but what is your brief 30,000-foot synopsis of what you expect to see tomorrow?
Against Oklahoma, I think the Lady Bears are going to come out good. I think Oklahoma, it's a game of runs. I think Oklahoma will make a couple of runs on there. Robertson may get some points. I think the Lady Bears will do a pretty good job on her in defense, and I think Baylor's going to win. Now, would I bet the house on that? You never do that in the Big 12, but I think Baylor's going to win, and I think it'll be a fun game to watch because both teams have a lot of athletic talent.
All right, quick Bear games here. Andrew Billings or Bryce Petty?
Oh, my goodness. Billings.
Billings, baby, taking the big man on the line. And then if one actor plays you in a movie, Bruce, who's it going to be?
Oh, it's a guy who looks just like me, John Voight.
Oh, wow. Bring it on. Come on.
That's what I've been told.
Wow. This guy, high praise already for John. I bet John's watching the show right now, too. I bet
he's probably calling his agent and said, I want that script.
I want it. Oh, my goodness. Well, Bruce, sorry we kept you a bit over, but thanks so much for coming on with us today and breaking down tomorrow's game.
All right. Good talking to you, Drake. Thanks.
Great. You too.
Bye-bye.
Man. That guy right there, voice of the Lady Bears, Bruce Geetson, coming on the show, breaking down tomorrow's matchup against Oklahoma as the Lady Bears try to start a new streak. The 19-point win against Oklahoma State, and now a game against Oklahoma tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in the Farrell Center on ESPN+, IMG Radio as well, and show up. Go to the Farrell Center. If you're local, support the Lady Bears tomorrow night against Oklahoma as your Baylor team tries to get back on track, number 9 in the country. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. Andrew Robertson is with us today, as well as Zach Sweeney, and Jack McKenzie has joined us as well in studio today. We're going to hit a break, and when we come back, Scott Drew, Adam Flagler, they both met with the media yesterday in a press conference to break down tomorrow's matchup with Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State. This is Up Tempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into Up Tempo on your Friday. How about it? Last day of the work week, a big weekend in sports coming up for you. Men's tennis, women's tennis, top 25 matchups all around. Big weekend basketball tomorrow on Saturday. Gonna have a Sick 'em Pick 'em at some point in time in our lives. Maybe. May have a show tomorrow morning.
Did we not just do that?
No, there's like 17 more games left. Bruce called, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Most of them are postponed, though. Everybody in the top 25 is playing tomorrow because it's Saturday, basically. Michigan's not. How about this? We got Scott Drew and Adam Flagler from yesterday's press conference. About 8 minutes of the highlights of that thing. I love listening to Scott Drew. Adam Flagler was spectacular as well. We got that clip. When we come back from that, the top 5 of the week. Moments of the week on Up Tempo. I am Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Zach Sweeney, Andrew Robertson, Jack McKenzie. Studio audience, everybody. Look at this. It's spectacular. It's spectacular. Love it. Right here, Adam Flagler, Scott Drew. We're going to run this and be right back on Up Tempo.
Hey, Scott. What impresses you about Oklahoma State?
Well, first and foremost, we know how important guards are in college basketball, and we're blessed to have great guards, but so is Oklahoma State. I mean, when you talk Cade Cunningham and Likely, I mean, that's as good a backcourt as you'll find anywhere, and both of them won gold medals playing for the USA, and there's a reason Cade's projected a top 2 pick, top 3 pick in the draft.
And what are some of the things that make Cade such a good player?
Some years, the projected top 2 or 3 pick is more a potential pick. And Cade's a production guy, and that means he's someone that produces right now. He has an IQ that's of a 25-year-old, not an 18-year-old. He has a great feel for the game. He makes other players around him better. There's no facet that you can take advantage of. He's a two-way guy. So, I mean, he really doesn't have any weaknesses. So if you're going to have a one-and-done type player, that's exactly who you'd want to have, somebody like that.
Scott, Mark obviously played, like you said, with a different juice, a different energy the other night. But is that what you expect out of him pretty much every night?
Well, that's why he's such a valuable player for us. Is he does a lot of things that might not show up in the stat box, and when he's rebounding at that level, it really frees up other guys to get rebounds, and at the same time allows us to be so much more efficient and effective. That was our best offensive rebounding numbers in the last couple games. And again, you might go hard, take 2 guys out that block you out, and now someone else gets the rebound. It doesn't show as Mark Vital's rebound, but it affects the team, and that's why I know they call them glue guys and other things like that. But basically, it's a winner.
And I know some of their numbers were off offensive rebounds, but it seemed like that both Flo and John were more involved in the offense this last game.
Well, I think both of them did a good job finishing. At the same time, I think some of the Kansas defense took the ball out of our guards' hands and allowed them to make more plays.
Any additional questions for Coach Drew? Yeah, I see David Smoak. I think you were looking for the raise hand function. Next question from David Smoak with SicEm365.
That's the literal raise hand function.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what, I'm technically challenged. Scott, I've had guys who are telling me that Mark Vidal, in fact, I think it was King McClure said one time you called him at like 1 o'clock in the morning to give him one more little nugget about something he could do. How open are you? Your team seems to be very open to you constantly feeding them information no matter what time of day it is.
Well, first of all, college kids, 1 o'clock is they're getting into prime time. So if it was 7 or 8 in the morning, that would be the problem. So, but as far as I think our guys are good because they want to get better, they want to improve, and our culture is that culture. So. Why we've continued to get better is we have the guys that take accountability, want to be coached, want to get better. Mark's one of those guys.
And the one thing I've noticed about them this year is the fact they've been in so many tight games this year. I think 9 of their 12 have been decided by like 10 points or less, maybe 7 or less or something like that. So when you get a team like that that's been through so many wars, is that something you have to talk about with your team about saying, if we get into a time when they've already been through this more times than anybody else has been this year or something like that?
Well, I think the great thing is, they've beaten Tech at Tech, they've beaten Kansas, and they lost a 1-possession game at Texas. And TCU, they're up 8 late, and TCU goes on a 9-0 run to finish the game. West Virginia, they're up 19, and West Virginia has a great finish. So my point is there's enough data, statistics, film where they know just how good they are. And this is a team that could be 5-1, 6-0 right now just as easily.
You guys obviously have a lot of versatility at guard. Will that help maybe giving them some different looks as far as who's covering those guys?
It'll definitely help throwing different guys. Of course, we switch, so having different guys on them throughout the game will definitely help and to be our advantage.
Next question from Kendall Cott with Our Daily Bears.
Adam, you all obviously had a great game against Kansas, but when you've watched the film of that contest, what are the areas you feel like the team can still improve on?
There were a lot of missed defensive assignments that we had. We're definitely going to focus more on just attention to detail because that's the name of the game. And as long as we are fully locked in and all in unison, we'll be fine.
And you had that alley-oop, I think, to Mark in the Kansas game. In terms of throwing that kind of alley-oop, how long did it take you to develop that chemistry with him?
Practice makes perfect. We often in practice work on situations where he is cutting to the basket, and that timing and having 2 people on me, it was just once I seen him point his finger up, I kind of knew what time it was.
Yeah, I just wonder, obviously, y'all are both coming off wins against Kansas, both you and Oklahoma State. They beat Tech at Tech. Does looking at those help, maybe even some of the younger guys, maybe not worry about overlooking them because you know how good they are and they have a pretty solid resume?
We try our best never to overlook anybody we play, especially with the season we have with cancellations and everything. So we're really excited to play Oklahoma State, and we definitely know they are very talented over there, and we're just excited to go at them.
Does it help that they've, you can watch them against a team like Kansas, a team like Tech? You have experience against those same teams, and maybe helps you kind of plan your matchups and see how you match up against them better?
It definitely helps being able to watch film on them, and being that we all played the same people. It allows us to assess how they did against the teams that we played and we won. And it'll definitely help in the long run.
Adam, the past couple of games against Texas Tech and Kansas, you guys had a higher turnover rate. What's the key after watching film and kind of breaking down those games? What's the key for your offense to continue to limit the turnovers?
Both teams were definitely great defensive teams, but we are focusing mainly on being strong with the ball and playing off 2 feet. As long as we play off 2 feet and are patient, we know that we can get the best shot every possession.
And when you're evaluating film as a team, are there ever moments in games where you look at like a stretch where you say, this was a drought, we could have probably played better here? Do you still see you guys as able to improve on your offense?
There's definitely a lot of room for improvement. We know in the game when we are in the drought, but watching film, when we see and we're able to assess, it definitely helps us for the next time around.
Adam, what's it like to be in a room in the position group you're in with all the guards that Baylor has that includes you, the young and the old, the experienced and the talented?
It's very exciting. Very exciting having a variety of guards from young to old, like you said, being able to all communicate and pick each other's brain and just learn from each other while out there, while they're in practice, while on film.
Welcome back in the Petty Clinic Low T studio. That is Adam Flagler and Coach Scott Drew, the Baylor men's basketball program, breaking down tomorrow's matchup with Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham. Tell you what, it's not a trap game. It's not a trap game because Baylor knows that Oklahoma State, they play to their competition, they play well, and you're not going to overlook them. Kansas State, that's a trap game because Kansas State's awful at basketball. Oklahoma State is good. Cade Cunningham is good. And Baylor knows it. You can tell from what Coach Drew said. They are ready for Cade Cunningham. And I wonder who's going to guard him, Armstrong. Maybe Mark Vidal?
He definitely could.
All right.
You mean to pull out the receipts again?
Stop. Also in the conference schedule, Big 12 has released their conference baseball schedule. How about this? First 3 weekends. Baylor will host Texas March 19 through 21. The next weekend, following weekend, Baylor at TCU in Fort Worth for a 3-game series. These are all Friday to Sunday series, aside from the very last one. You got West Virginia at Baylor on the 3rd weekend of the season. They're going to take a little hiatus in there. They're going to have like a break one of those weekends and then play West Virginia. Then Baylor at Kansas. Baylor at Texas Tech. K-State at Baylor. Baylor at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma at Baylor. The Big 12 is so good at baseball. I'm reading these schools just going, that's not good. Baylor's going to be really good. That's the thing, though, is you get through that conference slate, you've got what? 27 games on your season? Oh, if you win 15 games in the Big 12, my goodness. Like, hats off to you. You might end up hosting a regional. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, depending on how your non-conference slate goes. But, geez. You win 15 games in the Big 12 in a league with Texas, TCU, Texas Tech, Kansas State is sometimes okay. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, come on. Number 9, Texas. Number 10, TCU. Number 14, West Virginia. Those are the first three series that Baylor baseball plays. All right, coming up after this, we've got the top 5 from this week on Up-Tempo and a little bit of, what's the thing we call birthdays, celebrity birthdays, this day in sports history, and we'll do the Sick 'em Pick 'em maybe if we feel like it. This is Up-Tempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Simpson. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up-Tempo.
With your Ram truck from Allen Samuels, you may not have to plow through snow and mud or pull heavy loads, but you could. During the Big Finish year-end event, you get a Ram deal like no other. Employee pricing for all, 0% for 84 and no payments for 90 days. Ram 1500 Lone Star for Christmas. No other truck comes close. And ask about Big Finish pricing on Ram Heavy Duty and Ram ProMaster for your business. Happy holidays from Allen Samuels.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs. Even offering financing if that's needed, everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back
to
into Uptempo
on SicEm365 Radio.
We harmonized that. Welcome back in Uptempo on your Friday. Gosh, things flying around everywhere here. All right, time for our top 5 of the week. The 5 best things that happen on Uptempo, starting with number 5, Armstrong. Number 5 is my personal favorite game of the week. And I think it's solely because of the music, because we threw music into this, and I enjoyed it a whole lot. Number 5 would be this week's version of Dead or Alive, where we took musicians and ranked, hey, we said, hey, are they dead or are they alive? Here's how it went. Playing Dead or Alive. Come on, you guys. We're going to name 9 singers, 9 artists, and ask you, are they dead or are they alive? And Armstrong and J.D. are going to try to guess. Let's see who can win today's version of Dead or Alive. You shouldn't need a pen for this, Armstrong. You've played this before.
I know. I'll just type it out.
All right. Number 1, Frankie Valli of the Four Seasons. Sherry.
Are we answering now? No, just write it down, right?
No.
Okay.
Is he dead or alive, Armstrong?
Dead.
I would say dead as well.
Frankie Valli's alive!
No way.
83 years old. Point for none of you. Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
Oh, dead.
Dead.
Marvin Gaye is dead. He would have been 81 years old today, but he is not on the earth. Oh, how about a little David Allan Coe action? I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison.
I'm going to say
he's
alive. Yeah, alive.
We've got David Allan Coe.
We keep saying the same thing.
81 years old. He's alive.
There we go. Thank you.
How about Bill Gaither of the Gaithers? Come on, you know the Gaithers.
Yeah.
I'll Fly Away. Victory in Jesus.
I say dead.
You say he's dead? Bill Gaithers. I'll say alive. Just disagree.
Bill Gaither's alive.
No. There we go.
You just killed off a Southern Baptist legend.
I'm sorry.
You are a Baylor grad. You can't do that, man.
I'm sorry.
Gene Autry, legendary country music and Christmas singer.
I'm going to say dead.
Alive.
We've got Gene Autry, dead.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while.
not
He would have been 91 today. Glenn Campbell. Come on, Glenn Campbell. He sings Mull of Kintyre. So good. He also sings that other song, Southern Nights. Glenn Campbell.
I know. Oh, of course I know Glenn Campbell is. I know he came out with an album recently, but so I think he's alive.
Let's have alive.
Post-mortem. He's dead. Would have been 81 today. Barry Gibb from the Barry Gibb Talk Show.
Oh, he is dead. Yeah, right.
Barry Gibb? Yeah, no, I am right. Glenn Campbell's dead. Thank you for validating the fact that I Wikipedia'd it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. Dead or alive?
I'm going to say dead.
Dead.
Barry Gibb, 74 years old, alive.
Oh, my God.
You guys are really, really bad at this game.
What are you talking about? I've missed 3. Stop.
Out of what? 5? These people are living and breathing, and it's just such a disrespectful thing.
This is anarchy.
Our apologies to the Gibb family, but congratulations because Barry's alive. 2 more left to go. I'm going to hit you.
3.
I'm going to hit you with a pretty good one right here.
Hit me with it.
Because he's saying, What's New Pussycat? And he also saying, It's Not Unusual. Tom Jones, dead or alive?
Dead.
Tom Jones is alive. 80. It's not unusual. Nobody?
There you go.
Wow.
No, I know that song, but I just thought he was dead.
I know. That's super disappointing. It's not disappointing that he's alive. It's disappointing that you guys just don't know that Tom Jones is alive.
Yeah.
It's disappointing to me, too. I wish I knew it was alive.
Last one right here. Favorite one. This is for both of us because we love this guy. We love his work.
Croce?
No. Close, though.
Croce's dead.
Close. Croce is dead.
Love Croce.
Is this guy dead? The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, man. I'm going to say dead.
Legendary Gordon Lightfoot. Armstrong?
We literally talked about this before the show.
And I asked you, is he dead or alive? And you're like, I don't know. And I said, I don't know either. And now here we are where you have to answer it.
Okay.
I love him too,
alive.
So
He's alive.
I hope I'm right.
He's alive.
I don't know if he's dead, but
we got a dead right here.
He's got to be alive.
We got an alive right there. Gordon Lightfoot. If you're listening, because you could be, you're alive.
Yes.
Touch yourself, Gordon Lightfoot.
Dang.
You're still living and breathing.
Probably, odds are he is listening, actually.
Odds are Gordon Lightfoot watches Up Tempo?
Yeah.
What's he watching it on?
His Roku.
What?
On YouTube. Streaming
Gordon
it on
Lightfoot's
YouTube.
watching us on Roku.
G-Light.
Come on, baby. All right. How about this? It's a SicEm. How about it? Number 5 on the list this week. Dead or alive. Southern Nights. That's so good. You know I play the banjo, Armstrong? Glenn Campbell was in there. You guys, no respect for Glenn Campbell. I play the banjo. I should do that one day. I should bring that in studio and play the banjo one day.
Absolutely, you should.
I should. So that was Dead or Alive, number 5 on the top 5 things that happened this week. Number 4, we spoke to a guy named Paul Jobson this week, and after we spoke to him, he said, I have gifts to bestow upon you. That's soccer ball right there. He sent it to Up Tempo. That scarf, it's keeping it warm. Up Tempo. Paul Jobson, we're your biggest fan. We're glad you're a fan. And thank you for giving us number 4 on this week's Top 5.
Coach, just listening to you talk, it's very evident you have a genuine love for this program, for your players, for this place. What makes Baylor soccer so special to you?
Oh man, it's in my blood. I've been here 13 years now. My wife and I came here together, and we feel like we, not just us, but the group, the staff that we've had and the players that have come through here, we've really rebuilt this program into a non-existent, really soccer program into an NCAA contender, and a program that's it's a destination program for some of the best soccer players in the country. And in doing that, we're honoring Christ while we do it. And there's really no better place to do what we do the way that we do it than at Baylor University. And you can't get excited about that, then we've got to move on and do something else. But this is a special place. And the fact that we've been able to be here for 13 years and for Baylor to believe in us as a family means a lot to us too. And this Waco community has really put their arms around us. So it's easy to get excited about what we're doing here.
Coach, you're staring down the barrel of almost 90 wins in a career, most in program history, not to mention the Elite Eights, the Big 12 championships. The accolades go on and on. So what's next for you? What's the next milestone that you want to hit?
Man, you know what? I want to make sure these kids are prepared for life. Honestly, I've never really focused a ton on the championships. I love them. I love to win. Trust me, I hate losing more than anything. But at the end of the day, the thing that brings me the most pleasure are these girls that are leading great lives with great families and children and great careers. You know, those are the wins. Those are the real wins, and honoring Christ for the things that they do, and hopefully have taken something from this program and making the world a better place. And I hope while we're doing that, we're winning championships and winning games. But the first thing first is making sure that we're creating great people out of this program and putting them into a world where they can make a difference in a time where we need people to make a difference.
Wow. Coach Paul Jobson of the Baylor soccer program. Coach, let's go. Thanks for joining Up Tempo, man. That was awesome.
Can I join your team,
guys?
Coach?
Thanks for having me on.
That was spectacular. Look, you can. This is not my show. It's not JD's show.
I guess not.
We've solidified it's not Armstrong's show. This is your show. You can come on whenever you want.
All right, that's cool. Maybe I can come in studio. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on. We always have great food here too. We have some salsa. I brought Pringles today.
Yeah.
We'll fix you up.
There's some
I
Dr. Pepper.
I see Twizzlers, man.
I have Twizzlers.
Those are yours if you want to come in studio.
We are currently
They're waiting for you.
Staging a union for our bosses to buy us more desk decor, and until they do, we're just going to put food on the desk until they start giving us decorations.
It's a very new union.
It's a new union.
But it is a union.
It happened about a half hour ago, but you were a part of it. You helped stage it.
I think you need a soccer ball. Let's see if we can't work on that.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on. We need the
or a
towel.
scarf. You don't have a
I have a
scarf either.
I have a scarf in my room.
My neck gets cold, very cold.
This guy gets cold. He's got cold neck syndrome.
Cold neck syndrome, yep.
Where's your soccer scarf from the studio, though?
That's a good point.
I don't think we have one.
I will bring it in.
We need one.
I will move my Baylor decor from my home to here. But, Coach, we got the Bear games here, too. Although, hey, you know what? Come in studio. Bring us some more scarves.
Listen, you need a studio scarf. You shouldn't sacrifice your personal scarf for studio scarf.
Exactly. I agree.
The place gets cold in here, Coach. Like we don't.
I'm ready to play I'm ready to play for this
What's
program.
What's he doing?
Wow, on cue. The man just pulls
That's what I get, like the feeling every time I see that. Like a vuvuzela.
Wow.
I love that. I'm ready to rock.
Back in Spain again. Holy cow. Thanks for that little flashback right there. Coach, Bear games today. Baylor's second best bracket, rolling through some of the best football players of the last decade. Other football. I can see you perked up a little bit. Other football. Kendall Wright or Ahmad Dixon?
Oh my gosh, really?
Or we're in round two, so these are all good. They're all close.
God, seriously, I'm going to go Kendall Wright.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
That's a good
I
pick.
like that.
James Lynch or Terrence Williams?
Terrence Williams.
Yeah. Come on with
Touchdowns.
it. And then if you could quarantine with one Baylor coach, who would it be and why?
Current or former?
Oh, you know what? I feel like the you asking that means that there's got to be a former in there that you probably nail down. I'll give you former. I feel like I know where we may be going here.
I'm going to quarantine with my wife.
There we go.
Former Baylor soccer coach. Second all-time wins leader in Baylor history.
Wait, who's first?
I'm going to quarantine with her. I don't know. I have no idea who first is.
We'll do some research and get back to you.
Paul Jobson of the Baylor soccer program. Coach Jobson, thanks so much for joining us on Up Tempo.
Guys, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Back in the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den, Paul Jobson pulling out a scarf from nowhere. He goes and he's underneath the desk and then boom, scarf. That same scarf right there on the set of Up Tempo now. Thank you to Paul Jobson for being a G. That's awesome, man. What? Did I move? No. Thanks to Paul Jobson. And how about the haircut? From then to now, it's grown on me. Number 3, Sam Pittman. Quick turnaround. He was on the show earlier today. The head coach of the University of Arkansas Razorback football program joined Up-Tempo. Here are the highlights from when Sam Pittman called in to our show. The head hog, the mentor of offensive line coach at Baylor, Eric Mateos, Sam Pittman. Coach Pittman, happy Friday, man. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all been drinking coffee in there. You're getting going pretty good this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Coach. I have already had a 9 a.m. today, and it was stellar. That is all I needed to get my juices flowing. A little bit of coffee, some bang. We're ready to rock.
That's awesome, man.
I love it. Now, Coach, first and foremost, to introduce myself, I'm Drake Toll, born and raised in Arkansas, born and raised a Hog fan, so I get it. I get the culture. These other yahoos in here, they're just not acquainted with it, but I know what it's like to throw that hog call up in front of, 75,000 at DWR and get those chills. These guys just don't know. They don't know. But to relate to them a little bit, we've got Eric Mateos coming in, and I know we looked at how Coach Grimes really dug to get Coach Mateos, and you were one of the ones that lobbied for Eric. Just tell us, who have we gotten in Eric Mateos at offensive line coach?
Oh, y'all got a good one. Really good one. Great recruiter. Works his tail off. The kids will love him. The Baylor will love him. Of course, Grimey is a outstanding offensive line coach in his own right, and certainly has proven over there at BYU what kind of coordinator he is, and I'm so happy for Jay. He's a good friend of mine as well. But Eric, when Eric was here, Grimey had called me about him, and I said, you need to hire him, and he went over to LSU with him, and he's just very smart, very bright. I was fortunate enough to be with him here at Arkansas my first time here. Again, just an outstanding recruiter. How do you change your offensive line? And you do it through recruiting and development. And he's really good at that. And I know that the people will be proud that he's at Baylor.
Coach, the aforementioned Yahoo, J.D. Pickell here. I'm co-hosting this with Drake Toll. So happy to have you on.
Thanks.
In regards to what Baylor fans can expect in year one from this offensive line, obviously it's a developmental process, but what can Baylor fans expect to see in year one from this new offensive line?
Aggressive. They'll be aggressive. They'll be well coached. They'll have good technique. But they're going to play extremely hard. If you go back and look at his line he had over there at BYU, those guys were nasty. They played very physical, and that's hopefully a trait that we've done since he was here at Arkansas. But they're going to play very extremely hard, and they'll be well coached technique wise.
Coach, when you first met Eric Mateos and got to work with him at the University of Arkansas, what do you remember about when he first started under you, and how much did he learn in those years that grew him into the coach he is now?
Very good personality. He was over at Hutchinson Junior College, where I was the head coach back in the early 90s, and he was over at Hutch, and we had a guy or two from Hutch in here on our coaching staff, and they recommended him, and we interviewed him, and a lot of energy, very dynamic. But the thing that stuck out to me was his work ethic and how smart he was. And hopefully, between myself and Grimey, he takes everything in, and not opinionated. Hey, this is what's been working, and I like that about him, because to be honest with you, by the middle of spring ball, he was coaching half the line when I was here the first time. That's the only way you can develop a GA, is let him go out there and coach. And certainly when I left here and I went to Georgia. Arkansas at that time was playing in the Liberty Bowl, and Eric was elevated to the offensive line coach when I left. And I think they rushed with 250 or so in that game and won that game. And I knew he was ready when I left. Of course, Coach Bielema knew that too, and elevated him as the O-line coach.
Coach, I'll never forget it. The Liberty Bowl with the red chrome helmets. Come on. I think Alex Collins went for 300 that night.
He's a monster.
Well, I don't remember the game like I was there because I wasn't, but I do know that the line played really well that game, and obviously Collins was Alex Collins, so really good day.
Absolute beast. Coach, you and Dave Aranda both took over programs during a COVID year. I would imagine a logistical nightmare. What was the hardest part about being a first-year coach during COVID?
COVID, in all the amount of time. I had no idea the amount of time that it would take. Your roster management was huge. I think it would be a special teams coordinator nightmare, simply because, you didn't really know your roster until Friday morning. You had an idea, but then Friday morning, then I can remember making this mistake. So-and-so has COVID and thinking, well, he's out. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's out, and then whoever he was around is out. And so I remember going, well, we only lost a guy or lost two guys, and it turned out to be 6 or 8 because of the quarantine part of it. So I'll bet you, and I hate to say this, but I'll bet half of our staff conversations had something to do with COVID throughout the season.
Wow. All right, bring it back in the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den again on the top 5. That was number 3 on this week's Up-Tempo Top 5. Sam Pittman joining the show today to talk Baylor football, the Eric Mateos hire, as well as Jeff Grimes and Dave Aranda. What an awesome get. The head hog coming on the show. Now, number 2. This one, maybe my favorite interview so far. What a week it was in guests. And this was just... I am still so confused with how this all went down and happened, but it did, and it happened on our show, and I feel that I'm more knowledgeable than I was before it took place. Better for it, if you will. Somehow, some way, you've all seen the video of the Crazy Hot Matrix guy, and this week, he came on Up-Tempo. It's number 2 on this week's Up-Tempo Top 5. Goodness, there's so many places that I want to start with my dating life and my career, but I'll start here. Knowing that you revolutionized the dating industry, what has it been, five or so years ago now?
6.5.
6.5 years ago.
Who's counting really though?
July 21st, 2014.
To know that you revolutionized the dating game, is there just something about that for you that's so, I guess, just do you feel like you've accomplished something?
I changed the world.
Yeah. It goes Christopher Columbus, Sir Isaac Newton, Crazy Hot Matrix guy.
Crazy Hot Matrix guy.
Dan McClendon.
Oh, my goodness. So walk us through, too. As you said 46 years, JD brought up the point that your one criteria for building this matrix was the fact that you've been on the earth for 46 years.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something like that. When did it dawn on you that I need to share this knowledge with the world?
So my sons are about you guys' age. My sons are 24 and 21. And one day I just realized that, man, I knew stuff that I needed to pass on, and you guys shouldn't have to learn the hard way. So,
and how has their success been since you've educated them in the world?
Neither of them has made a giant mistake. I'll take a little bit of credit for that. So,
absolutely.
Now, what went into for you the Crazy Hot Matrix when you thought about what's the criteria that we're going to put into what this chart looks like?
Okay, so I've been a divorce lawyer since 1993. I've also done criminal defense work since 1993, and I've been married since 1992. So I've learned a little bit about what doesn't work. And the actual origin of the Matrix was a guy came in to see me, and he was having to hire me for like the 3rd time for some little misdemeanor stuff. And I looked at him and I said, hey, man, do you know why this keeps happening to you? And he shrugged and he goes, man, I guess I'm just unlucky. And I was like, no, that's not it. I go, what do all these events have in common? He's like, me? I go, well, yeah, but girls, women, you keep picking the wrong ones. And he goes, you think? And I literally just was like, I got to show this guy where he's wrong, right? Like, so I just started sketching this thing, and it just sort of happened. And then over time, I would show it to other people. And there were a couple of revisions to it before it was published. But one of them was the Tiffany part. I was showing it to a guy one time, and I got to the danger zone part, and he pointed hard at it, and he thumped his finger on it, and he goes, and Tiffany's are in the danger zone. And I go, that's funny, because like he was serious, but
partially
I realized that like the comedic effect of putting a girl's name in there was that, first of all of us know a crazy ass Tiffany. So that was easy. And then second of all, it was like that name just was a placeholder. Her name could be Susan, but if I gave you a placeholder, then the bit was that much better. And then the part at the end about, but wait a minute, man, I met this girl. She's like, that actually happened. And so that's where that part of the bit came.
So those are like some really real credentials, like having worked.
Yeah, it's all drawn on experience. Yeah, it's all drawn from real life.
Like there's jokes in it, but it's all very much real, like evidence based.
Yeah, well, that's why it went hyper viral, right? Yeah. Like because people see that it's funny, but they also see how accurate there are. I mean, like, it's the quintessential boy girl relationship bit, and we all struggle, and we all try to find our way through it, and we all try to find someone that can put up with our nonsense just as well as we can put up with theirs. And so,
and how long did it take to become viral? Like, did it take off pretty quick, or was this like 2 years later you check it?
No, man. So the guy that's in the video with me is a good friend of mine, and it was his channel, and he had like 250,000 followers, but they're all like gun guys and cops and soldiers and stuff, preppers and stuff. So I figured his average video at the time probably reached 10,000 views eventually, something like that. So I figured it'd be 5,000 people that were, kind of inside, the clubhouse kind of thing. Man, within a couple of weeks, I was getting phone calls because it went from 50,000 to 100,000 to 500,000. Like I couldn't even keep up. And by now it's hundreds of millions. Oh my.
So what, and we kind of asked around to people around us, Crazy Hot Matrix guy, and everyone we asked our bosses, we were like, hey, we know it's a sports show, but we want to have him on. And they were like, we live by that video. You've got to have him on the air. So have you heard any success stories in your time that have come out of your Crazy Hot Matrix?
Oh, dude, to this day, I mean, we're 6.5 years later and I didn't know you guys were out there doing this thing and gonna come and invite me. To this day, I posted something on my Instagram the other day, a random guy I'd never met. I don't know who he is. I'll never meet him in real life. Texted me. He DM'd me a funny story about how he was dating some girl and he had to call the cops to get her out of the apartment. And as she's being dragged out in handcuffs, she's screaming that she's a unicorn. I mean,
No way.
I'm telling you, to this day that happens. I mean,
out of here.
Yeah. So
you can't make this stuff up. That is like a free crash course in Dana McClendon's Crazy Hot Matrix and Dating 101. Dana McClendon joined the show this week. Unbelievable. That was like a pipe dream. Like, what's going on, right? Like, we're on the interview thinking, what is going on? What is this show? I love it. Number one, though, this week, Dana competed for number one, but number one, the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week. He had 3 National Athlete of the Week honors this week. That's Casey Lightfoot, who broke the collegiate record in pole vault and might just break his own record again soon. This is number one on the list of Uptempo's top 5 of the week. You became number one in the world in pole vault. There is no one that is jumping higher than you. Does that put a target on your back, not just in collegiate competition, but now Olympic competition?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, Mondo Duplantis hasn't opened his season yet, and I think he opens up next week or the week after, so I'm sure he'll take it back. But for now, yeah, I am number one in the world, so that's a pretty exciting feat that I can say I have right now. I don't know if I would really call it a target. I think everybody's you jump against yourself in what the aspect is. But I mean, now I guess somebody could put the bar at 595, and if they make it, then they take the world lead. So then I guess I would have to go higher to do that. But that's really the only target aspect, because in the long run, it's you against the bar. Whatever happens, happens.
you say whatever happens, but obviously you're still a competitive person. You want to win. Is there some competitive tension that goes down after knowing, hey, nobody at this meet can even touch me? Is there still the same amount of butterflies going into meets like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same amount. I mean, whether there's people there or not, it's a solo event. So it's like you can never get that out because you're competing against yourself, and you can never lose any butterflies that you have for doing that. I mean, you can gain more if somebody else is there because there's more competition, but the butterflies, they're always a little standard amount that doesn't really change.
Wow. And that is it, the top 5 for Up-Tempo this week. Number 5, Dead or Alive. Number 4, that was Coach Paul Jobson. 3, the head hog, Sam Pittman. Number 2, the crazy hot Matrix guy, Dana McClendon, joining us. Number 1, the collegiate pole vault record holder. Nobody in history has jumped higher than Baylor's own Casey Lightfoot, who is now verified on Instagram. I am Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims, a packed studio today we've got Andrew Robertson, Zach Sweeney, Jack McKenzie joining Up-Tempo. We're gonna go to a quick break, be right back, play celebrity birthdays, this day in sports history, and maybe we'll do the end of the SicEm Pick'em. We'll see how much time we have. This is Up-Tempo.
It was a big week for Baylor's Casey Lightfoot, who was named the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week yesterday. The award pairs well with his Big 12 Athlete of the Week honor and a nod as the USTF CCCA National Player of the Week. Longtime track coach Todd Harbour says he has never had a player eclipse all 3 awards in a week. In softball, the Baylor Lady Bears have been selected 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll behind Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Off to college basketball, Indiana notched what may be the upset of the year thus far in the sport as the unranked Hoosiers went on to trounce Luka Garza and number 4 Iowa 81-69. Elsewhere, number 21 UCLA survived Cal 61-57. Arizona snuck past Arizona State 84-82, and Memphis beat Wichita State 72-52. On the women's side, number 1 Louisville beat 23 Syracuse 67-54. Third-ranked UConn beat 25 Tennessee 67-61 in Knoxville. 22 Georgia lost to number 4 South Carolina 62-50, and number 11 Michigan fell at number 17 Ohio State 81-77. And in football, Notre Dame has been put on probation for recruiting violations. I'm Armstrong Sims. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up-Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40 plus group exercise classes, including twice a week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
I swear, we can harmonize that now. Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. There's like 3 minutes left of the show on Friday. Woo! Let's do it. Sam Pittman joined us today. Up tempo, man. We're living up the brand. Week 3 in the books. Week 3, all said and done. This show has been nothing but up tempo. Celebrity birthdays today. Armstrong, how about it? The first celebrity birthday of the day, Armstrong. Rapper Logic has a birthday today. How old is Logic?
32.
Logic's 31.
Oh.
I did not know Logic was that old.
Let's go.
Possibly the biggest birthday today, Guy Fieri. Yeah, how old is Guy Fieri?
What do you got?
44.
I got 60.
Oh.
53.
Wow.
Okay, right in the middle.
He looks great.
How about Philip Hamilton, father of? Yeah, that's right. Alexander Hamilton. I think. I don't know. No.
Really? Alexander
Wait a second.
Hamilton's father.
Or is it Philip? Wait a second. Is Philip his son? Oh, geez. I watched the musical, but I don't remember.
Well, you should be an expert.
You know what? Still guess it. Philip Hamilton.
220.
239.
All right.
Very close, though.
Sorry,
Steve Perry. Oh, Sherry. Oh, love. That guy. He was the lead singer of Journey.
Oh, okay.
Steve Perry.
Who do you got?
69.
Nice.
70.
72. Steve Perry.
It's a strategy.
Just a small town girl. DJ Jazzy.
That's the only Journey song you know?
No.
Okay.
What?
Continue.
Lights? When the lights.
Continue. Well, I had Stone in Love on Music Monday one.
I didn't know it.
First week, and you had no idea what it was.
DJ Jazzy Jeff is how old today? DJ Jazzy Jeff.
42. What do you got?
46.
56.
Wow. Jazzy Jeff.
Ray Rice.
Oh.
It is Ray Rice's birthday.
Nice.
Wow. I mean, 34.
Bingo, bango. He's 34.
Really?
Wow.
He nailed it.
Wow.
Killed that.
Killed it.
Andrew, off the top, off the dome.
There it is.
James Murray, commonly known as Murray, on that one show.
On that one show?
Yeah, remember Impractical Jokers. Joker.
Okay. 45.
48.
46. Nice job, Armstrong. Today, this day in sports history, something happened on that I sent in the... 10 Baylor students are killed in a... Don't laugh.
You said it like it was like this awesome
You
thing.
announced it like it was a carnival.
You announced it like, oh, wait, I got it. 10 Baylor students died. Yeah, it's a tragic moment.
It is. I don't know why you laugh.
Because the way you introduced it as if it was like some awesome. Oh, wait. So anyways.
The Immortal 10 happened.
The Immortal 10.
Rip.
What year?
Am I supposed to guess the year?
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually,
I know this off the top of my head. I will dome this.
I'm going to refuse.
I think it's 1908, and I'm not sure about that.
Armstrong?
13.
We don't deserve a radio show.
2011.
We don't deserve a radio show. Armstrong just said that Kobe Bryant
Yeah, that was
scored
a bad guess.
81 points in 2019.
When did he retire?
Earlier.
2016. Right?
Kobe scored 81 in Toronto in 2006. We'll be back with you on Monday. This has been Up Tempo.
Ideal MRI is a small family business right here in Central Texas. We're open to support you while lowering the cost of healthcare bills. When you need an MRI, ask your doctor for an Ideal MRI. Visit us at idealmri.com or call us at 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.